$1,000.24, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,256. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals. High-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, decision-making by the U.S. government early on during the coronavirus outbreak has likely led to the country severely undercounting the number of deaths from the virus, officially known as COVID-19, according to public health experts. The Mind Unleashed reports that, as of Sunday, more than 328,000 people in the U.S. had confirmed cases of coronavirus, and more than 9,000 have died of the respiratory disease. But, as the Washington Post reported on Sunday, many deaths from respiratory failure and other recorded causes in the first weeks that the virus was spreading across the country may actually have been related to COVID-19. The U.S. has lagged far behind many other wealthy nations in making testing widely available to the public. In January, German researchers developed a test for the disease, which was soon used by countries including South Korea. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. There were dramatic scenes at an airport in Shanghai, China, as U.S. agents hijacked a plane full of life-saving equipment, including 60 million masks, bound for coronavirus-stricken France. While the plane was on the tarmac, American agents managed to bribe locals into diverting the plane to the United States, plying them with cash. That's according to a report from the Free Thought Project, which says it appears to not be an isolated incident. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau revealed that he has received similar reports of goods being seized and taken to the United States. France has been hit hard by the coronavirus. 59,929 people have officially tested positive, but 5,398 have already died. The 9% death rate suggesting that the country has not tested enough of its citizens. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro released a letter addressed to the American people, urging them to oppose military intervention in South America, and instead push the Trump administration to concentrate on tackling the COVID-19 pandemic raging across the United States. According to Mint Press News, Maduro wrote, quote, "It is clear that the Trump administration is creating a smokescreen to cloud the improvised and erratic handling of the pandemic in the United States." As the U.S. has shot into the lead on the coronavirus table with over 337,000 confirmed cases and nearly 10,000 reported deaths already, public opinion on Trump's leadership has begun to sour. An American United Nations Special Rapporteur who visited Venezuela estimated that American sanctions have killed over 100,000 people, describing them as akin to a medieval siege and declaring Trump guilty of crimes against humanity. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
If If you're a parent, chances are you know all about the Spooky Truth books, with subjects ranging from shadowy fraternal organizations to mind-controlling TV shows. Kids can't get enough of this series of short, scary children's novels.
And Spooky Truth author K.L. Graves is joining us this morning.
Thanks for having me.
Now, my kids just love these books. In just 4 years, you've put out 25 books. It came from Tower 7, Curse of the Chemtrails, The Zionist Who Cried Holocaust.
Now, this stuff has really been catching on. Over 40 million copies sold, so many bestsellers out there.
I've been thrilled. Before this series, I was self-publishing pamphlets and handing them out on the train. Now I get emails from teachers and parents all the time telling me that my books are all their kids can talk about.
Oh, well, it's true. My son used to hate to read. Now he's holed up in the basement with these Spooky Truth books all day and night. Says he never watches TV, doesn't even want tap water anymore. He just loves reading so much.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Hey, it's Free Talk Live. We are here, and you can take control of the airwaves by dialing in toll-free. Our number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. With you tonight, it's Ian.
The captain.
And nobody.
Well, I actually did find a story that doesn't have anything to do with the coronavirus. Coming up tonight, we can talk about the latest news on deepfakes.
Oh, okay.
They're back in the news.
Wow.
You don't know what a deepfake is?
A different kind of fake.
Yeah, there's actually now a deepfake of they took Hillary Clinton's face and put it on Hannibal Lecter.
In your face.
Oh, wow.
That's awesome.
And are they, is she saying Hannibal Lecter things or Hillary Clinton things?
I actually wasn't able to pull the video up myself today due to an internet issue, but I know it exists.
Okay.
So
Hannibal Clinton?
Hannibal Lecter is less frightening.
Hannibal Clinton, Hillary Lecter?
Yes.
Hillary Lecter.
So, but that's not actually the news. That's just another example of another recent deepfake. They've come out with some pretty amazing deepfakes over the last year. We can tell you more about that coming up here. But first, to start the show tonight, this is just, I mean, you shouldn't be surprised at this point with the clamoring that we've seen from people to, please, government, violate my rights. Oh, my God, I'm so afraid of this COVID-19 coronavirus. Just do anything. Just keep me safe.
Yeah, the overwhelming sentiment has been, I don't care about your rights or my rights. Please just, prevent me from getting this semi-flu.
Anything, if I can just keep sucking air, it doesn't matter how enslaved I've become.
It's sickening.
I don't know. I don't understand how they shut down our means of making a living. They shut down our businesses. They shut down our jobs. And these lunatics still expect us to pay them taxes.
Oh, yeah.
It's time to go on a tax strike.
I know. They're not going to waive the taxes.
We need to shut them down.
Well, and the money that's coming from this, quote, bailout, unquote, or whatever you want to call it, the stimulus package, is being offered to these businesses in the form of loans.
A loan.
Loans,
right. But
so
loans they don't have to repay so long as they're taking obedient.
Right? Yeah,
supposedly.
They're taking money that you've already paid, and then they're giving it back to you in the form of money that you have to pay back.
Yeah,
like what the hell is that, man?
It's a scam.
Yeah.
And well, as nobody pointed out, there are some supposed terms that if you obey exactly, you will have the loan waived.
Yeah,
supposedly.
but that's the small business loans.
If you
not
believe
for
them.
not for the money that's supposed to go to taxpayers. Taxpayers, I think, always have to pay it back.
Wait, the taxpayers? I thought they were just getting a $1,200 handout.
Am I wrong on that? I thought that was a loan against future taxes.
The handouts are loans?
That's what I've been hearing. I could be wrong on that.
I haven't scrutinized it. The whole thing just sickens me, but
if you can call and
I'm
clarify.
not going to get it anyway. I don't file taxes.
Right.
I'm certainly not going to start now.
Right.
We were speculating that folks might get taxed like when they receive that $1,200 check.
Oh, God.
Well, let me get into the story here from The Atlantic. It's relatively quick. It's about a new study that has been done, a poll, I guess a survey.
A study shows.
About what people believe should be done. Countries are taking extraordinary measures to slow the COVID-19 pandemic. Many of these measures limit individual freedom and may also violate rights guaranteed by national constitutions. Italy's complete lockdown, enforced by criminal penalties, probably violates Italy's constitution. Norwegian lawmakers have proposed an emergency law that temporarily gives the government unprecedented power to override the constitution and national laws to thwart the virus. Meanwhile, without consulting the Israeli parliament, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu enacted emergency regulations allowing for stunning surveillance power to supposedly combat the virus.
I believe it's pronounced Yehu. Netanyahu.
There you go. Never one to waste a good crisis. Hungary's Viktor Orban will likely be able to rule by decree for the foreseeable future. The United States now faces this same dilemma. To what extent should the Constitution be violated to fight the coronavirus?
To no extent is the proper answer there.
Unfortunately, we're way past that. Lockdowns, especially ones that apply to people who haven't tested positive for the virus, are constitutionally questionable. The threat by the leaders, again, this is the Atlantic's opinion.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't see any question that, there's nothing that says you can be deprived of life, liberty, or property
even
without
if
due process of law, which we have not received. I haven't been convicted of anything in court.
No.
Me neither.
The threat by the leaders of Newark, New Jersey,
I mean, not recently,
and by leaders they mean politicians, to prosecute residents who spread false information about the virus, if carried out, could violate the First Amendment. Some people in California have challenged the city of San Jose's authority to force a gun shop to close, citing the right to arm themselves. Perhaps most alarming, the U.S. Department of Justice, quote, has quietly asked Congress for the ability to ask chief judges to detain people indefinitely without trial during emergencies. And we covered that here on Free Talk Live. To assess how Americans weigh the trade-off between preserving civil liberties and halting the spread of the coronavirus, we conducted a survey last week, just as state and local governments were beginning to implement their most restrictive policies yet. The survey reveals a remarkable willingness to tolerate civil rights violations in order to confront the pandemic, regardless of party affiliation. We presented a nationally representative sample of 3,000 U.S. residents, so decent sample size as far as phone surveys go, with 8 possible policy responses to the outbreak, all of which may be unconstitutional, including forced quarantine in a government facility, criminal penalties for spreading misinformation, bans against certain people entering the country, and conscription of healthcare workers.
Yeah, all of those things are super bothersome, and I don't like it. No, sir, I don't like it.
Well, get ready, because you're going to find out how many people love it.
This is another reason why I just really I don't participate in the elections, right? The popularity contest that's weaponized against you.
Doesn't that mean that only the people who support this kind of stuff will be represented, if anybody is represented at all?
Well, so my deal is that nobody is dumber than all of us.
Hey, now.
Hey.
Right? Not nobody, you, but no person. No offense,
I think
nobody.
he's pretty smart, actually. Probably the smartest man in the room.
I like how you both were right on top of that immediately. But I mean, I want to make decisions for myself, that I think are the correct decisions for my life, and there isn't another. I don't want a group of people making those decisions for me, right? And this is what we're going to get out of this, whether it's the first half or the second half of the people who want some or part of these things. There's no reason they should be making these decisions for me or for you or for you,
right? And so the importance of voting is to get people into office who agree with you that they should do nothing. That they should not be doing these things to us.
Yeah, but the act of voting then means I'm forcing my preference on everybody else.
No, not at all. Not at all. Because your preference is to have people in office who won't be forcing preferences, right?
Well, I mean, the entire organization of government is exactly that. All it does is force other people's preferences on everybody else.
So your
no matter
preference
who's
is
in
to
the
make
chair.
it stop. I mean, basically, I have the right to shoot somebody in the face for the things that this government does. I certainly have the right to vote against them. It's a lesser solution.
You can, of course, vote in self-defense, but I think we all know that voting locally is the most effective if you're going to vote and if you're going to have anything in self-defense. My position is that the chair itself is the problem.
Okay.
Right? So I'm talking about like the
but what if
presidential
nobody was
chair.
in the chair?
Right? Well, do you mean nobody as in a non-existent person or nobody as in yourself?
Either way, there's not much difference because nobody don't do nothing.
That's a fact. Nobody don't do nothing.
Well, see, here's the thing. This claim that, oh, well, if you vote for someone, and let's say you vote for nobody in the upcoming gubernatorial election, and he gets into office, is he going to force his beliefs on people? Well, if by that you mean leave people alone and let a bunch of people out of jail or whatever, I don't see that as forcing a belief. If somebody wants to continue paying the government money, they certainly could.
It's because government itself is force, regardless of your position and whether you're using the power for good or for awesome, right, or for evil. Government is force in and of itself, and so therefore you are forcing your preferences, even though they might be well-intentioned.
Voting nobody is just voting no.
855-450, free like freedom. It's Free Talk Live.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
The political world is a maddening cesspool of corruption and lies. Nobody tells the truth. Nobody keeps campaign promises. Nobody obeys the Constitution. Nobody puts the people first. How can we ever escape this web of tyranny? Vote for nobody.
Hi, my name is Nobody. I'm running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. I want to put you back in control of your money, your lifestyle, your work, your body, and your life. Nobody should rule you but you. New Hampshire convicts many people of so-called crimes that should never have been prosecuted. If elected, I will pardon every victimless crime in New Hampshire history. This includes drug, gambling, prostitution, gun, and driving offenses. Nobody should have a criminal record when they have not harmed anybody.
Wouldn't it be nice to have nobody telling you what to do? Learn more at electnobody.com. electnobody.com.
What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you receive the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at AnyPayInc.com. AnyPayInc.com.
You can sign up to receive the latest about the Liberty Radio Network via our email updates at updates.lrn.fm. That's updates.lrn.fm.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live. You join us here. The toll-free number, 855-450-FREE. Like freedom, that's 855-450-3733. We're going to get into this. We got a little sidetracked into voting and or not voting. And
sorry about that.
You don't have to apologize. It's a conversation that's going to come back again and again, especially as we get closer to November. So it will be revisited. But we will get into your phone calls and your thoughts. But I want to just start out and give you some of the details from the survey that the Atlantic conducted with 3,000 U.S. residents, and presenting them 8 possible policy responses to the COVID-19 situation. We'll get right into that here, but I do want to...
Can't we divide the country into like a pussy and a non-pussy section?
So I think that,
interestingly enough, comes from the word pusillanimous.
Correct. I think that it's going to come to that. Honestly, it wouldn't surprise me, nobody, if that's what this came down to, where there were a group of people who want to live life the normal way, where we can, I don't know, see people and go out and do things and
have people over,
not
or
have to stand
go to a place and have a beer.
Right, not have to stand behind plexiglass everywhere and all this ridiculous crap. And then the people who want to live in fear. Yeah. I think it should. I think that we may, if this continues, we may see a division like that.
You mentioned plexiglass. I know you want to read this thing, but I have never seen a thing go up that fast. I knew it was
you know what
happen. I mean? Like the plexiglass appeared overnight almost.
Mm-hmm. I walked into the gas station. I was like, this is the worst bulletproof glass I have ever seen.
Oh, none of it's bulletproof.
That's not going to help. But that's what I'm used to. I've come from Detroit.
Right. So, Divvy, I want to let you know the next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to spend, earn, store, and exchange digital money in seconds. Divvy says you'll be able to send money around the globe in only a swipe and instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat currencies like the dollar right in their mobile app, and then withdraw directly to your bank account. There's no need to wait, though, as Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with their multi-tiered masternodes, allowing anyone to earn by supporting the Divvy network. When the new Divvy wallet launches, because of Divvy's relationship with with Western Union, Divvy will be in 200 countries, including the United States. You can learn more at DivvyProject.org. That's Divvy, D-I-V-I, project.org. So they presented 8 possible policy responses to the outbreak, all of them likely quite unconstitutional, including forced quarantine in a government facility, criminal penalties for spreading misinformation, bans against certain people entering the country, and conscription of healthcare workers. We also asked our sample, this is the Atlantic, to imagine that public health officials had reviewed the policies and estimated that each would likely save some number of lives, hypothetical figures that we provided.
That they can't prove either.
No, of course not.
They can't even tell the truth about how many are dying.
So a majority of respondents supported all 8 of these policies, mostly by considerable margins. The proposals with the lowest support of the 8 were seizing businesses and banning all citizens and non-citizens outside of the country from entering. But these policies had 58% and 63% support, respectively, meaning 58% of the respondents said you can go ahead and seize businesses. 63% said you can ban people from coming in.
Well, my immediate question is, who gets to decide what misinformation is?
The government.
The Ministry of Truth.
Yeah.
Have you read 1984?
Yeah. Ironically, I was when I was in 7th grade, they did a musical production of 1984.
I almost want to see that.
At my middle school. I was a thought policeman.
Wow.
Yeah.
Times have changed.
Who wrote the music?
Whoever the music teacher at the school I went to or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
So my favorite song was "War is peace, ignorance is strength, and slavery is freedom." They had to reword it a little bit to make it sing a little better.
Bit.
Yeah, you know.
They barely got it singable, bro.
Anyway, these people are crazy. And I mean, I'm really disenchanted. I thought that more people in the geographic area better known as the United States of America would be about freedom.
Well, you're disenchanted on the lowest results of the proposals. Remember, those were the lowest scoring of the 8 different unconstitutional proposals. Let me give you some others. The proposals with the highest levels of support include banning non-citizens from entering the country at 85%, and conscripting healthcare professionals to work despite risks to their own health.
You do not have a right to anybody else's labor.
78% of the respondents said they do have a right to force nurses, doctors, and anybody else who works in the healthcare field to show up in potentially dangerous circumstances.
Wow. Well, if you're a medical professional, you think about that when you think about socialized medicine, because they're talking about enslaving you. And yes, socialized medicine would put more money in your pocket at first, but you would end up enslaved.
Let's make it clear what that means. Conscription means that if you work in the healthcare field and you don't want to come to work for whatever reason, they will send men with guns to force you to go to work or put you in a prison cell.
See,
or kill you.
Do that to me, I'd start killing patients or killing somebody.
Both
I
policies
would definitely be shooting back at that point.
Burden a defined minority of the population, so it's not surprising that large majorities support them. But criminalizing speech based on its content, an idea antithetical to modern American constitutionalism, was also very popular. About 70% of respondents supported restricting people's ability to say things that may qualify as misinformation. So if you don't say the things that the government is telling you that you can say about this COVID-19 situation, which we certainly don't here on Free Talk Live, 7 out of 10 respondents to this survey said, punish those people.
Yeah, and of course, Captain Kickass had exactly the right question there, which is, who determines what's true? Because really, it's not a matter of you can't say things that aren't true. It's a matter of you can't say things that don't toe the party line.
Right. That's right.
Because they know what the party line is, but everybody disagrees on what's true.
How are you going to make up your mind about something if everybody isn't free to publish literally whatever they want about any given subject, right? How are you supposed to make the correct decision about anything?
You're not allowed to make up your mind.
I'll tell you what, how I make the determination is as soon as they make a law saying I must toe the government party line, then I assume that everything government says is a lie. That's why they have to force me.
I don't care. I don't believe anything they say. And if this is the supposed, the boy that cried wolf moment, right, where all of a sudden now the government's going to start telling the truth, I don't buy it.
Right.
I don't buy it.
Not at all.
Here's another horrifying one. 77% of respondents support suspending all religious services and gatherings, thereby restricting religious freedom.
Wow.
It is just getting dumb.
And even when we explicitly told half of our sample that the policies may violate the Constitution, the majority supported all 8 of them, even the speech restrictions.
Another reason why I don't want the majority making decisions for me.
Exactly.
So that's where we are, gentlemen. You've got a tremendous number of the American people who support these violations wholeheartly, and it's tragic. It really is.
I think those cowards need to GTFO and go somewhere where they don't have a traditional liberty, because that's not how America's supposed to be.
But sadly, they're the majority.
If you're listening and you love freedom, consider moving to New Hampshire.
I don't know what else we got, really. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Your calls, your thoughts are welcome. You can join us on this topic or whatever's on your mind. It's Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now's your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture. one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Is spreading the message of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace around the globe worth $2 per month to you? As you may already know, in addition to our internet feed, LRN.FM broadcasts on free-to-air satellite across North and Central America, as well as Sub-Saharan Africa. And we've been available on satellite for free 24/7 since 2010. The LRN.FM free-to-air satellite signal is reaching some of the most oppressive regimes in the world, and there's no doubt our ideas are making an impact. You can learn more about the channel's impact by watching the 3-minute video at fund.lrn.fm. If you'd like to help free minds globally with our ideas of liberty, cryptocurrency, and peace, you can donate as little as $2 per month via fund.lrn.fm. You can help us continue and expand our satellite broadcast to multiple continents. Visit fund.lrn.fm today, and thank you for your help. Don't forget to share the link on social media. That's fund.lrn.fm.
How many lawyers does it take to change a light bulb? None. They'd rather keep their clients in the dark. There are too many lawyer jokes to count. However, there are some lawyers with more noble intentions. At the Institute for Justice, we bring the light to our clients. We are a non-profit public interest law firm with clear values and principles. At IJ, we fight for those whose most basic rights are denied by the government. Visit our website today at ij.org.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get 1 free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Hi, I'm Derek J. To me, an activist's calling is to actively work to advance a cause. The cause for which I work is personal freedom. I believe my life is best when I engage in voluntary interactions and self-government. I reject the idea that anyone else has a higher claim to my life or my body than I do. I see people who call themselves the government as a threat to my personal freedom. I realize you may feel differently, but my relationship with the people who call themselves the government is completely involuntary. If Starbucks used some of its money to drop bombs, I wouldn't shop there. So why would I support the American empire? The empire does not require my consent.
Derek J's Victimless Crime Spree. Watch it for free and order the Director's Cut DVD at victimlesscrimespree.com. That's victimlesscrimespree.com.
What's up next? Visit the Liberty Radio Network program guide to find out at shows.lrn.fm. That's shows.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live, and you can bring up anything you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733, because at least for now, we still have some semblance of freedom of speech left in the United States, though if these people who are responding to the survey we've been discussing get their way, that may not last for long. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And the captain.
And nobody.
Thanks to Intercoin, every member of a community can receive a periodic airdrop of money that they can use on necessities. This UBI can be funded by outside donors or by the community democratically voting to gradually inflate their internal money supply. Community currencies powered by Intercoin enable communities to help their own without waiting for the federal government and without disincentivizing paid work. The arrangement is completely voluntary and democratic. Intercoin is attempting to regain some of our freedoms that are threatened on the internet and in meat space. We think that it's important here on Free Talk Live, so important that Free Talk Live accepted $40,000 worth of Intercoin tokens from Intercoin Incorporated for advertising. If you think freedom is important too, check out Intercoin at intercoin.org. You can invest in this project and potentially make big gains, or just be involved and perhaps shape its future. Intercoin.org. As we go to your phone calls and thoughts, we got Peter. He's on the line in California. Peter, you're on Free Talk Live.
How you guys doing tonight?
Hey, good. What's on your mind?
Hey, what I wanted to talk about, Riverside County here in California just mandated, I think it was yesterday or today, that everyone that goes outside of their house has to wear a mask. And my first thought, being this close, I hope it doesn't roll into the county I'm in, because it's going to cost me a lot of money, because I sure the hell ain't going to put a mask on. That's for damn sure.
Wow.
And, just not going to happen.
And the penalty if you do not?
We haven't read that far. I'm sure they would cite you. It seems excessive to me, of course, telling me to wear a mask in the first place. But, mowing my lawn, walking my dog, I just can't imagine getting a ticket for taking my dog for a walk without a mask on.
Well, apparently it could happen soon enough. And yes, the story is being covered by the Associated Press. The top health officer in the state's fourth most populous county said, quote, "Not everybody's getting the message about social distancing while in public, so officials were forced to, quote, change from saying that you should to saying that you must."
I remember the last time a public official was forced to do anything.
The order
What a
issued
talk,
Saturday
though, guys.
also prohibits all gatherings except for family members living in the same home, according to a county statement. Police would enforce the regulations, quote, as they deem necessary, unquote.
That's horrifying, Peter.
Yeah. Now, one thing I've noticed, the city I'm in, we're in Central California, everybody here is still going to their jobs. We have factories. We have a prison here. This town, it's a whole different mentality, I've noticed. I had called last week. I just drove by a Mexican restaurant here 10 minutes ago. There's people inside having dinner.
Awesome.
Different mentality here
Nice.
in the whole
I'm
city.
jealous.
I think so, too. I think you should have the right to go eat or keep your business open and feed your kids. And
Damn it! Now
The whole ball of
I
wax.
want. Now I
I
want
don't think you should be
tacos.
able to beat your kids, but
No, I didn't say. I said feed your kids.
Oh, okay.
Oh. Thanks for clarifying that, bro.
Not feed.
Something was lost in translation there.
Okay, we are on the same page after all. Okay, that's
It's good.
to know. Man, if there was any place around here that was opened up, I'd be making a beeline for it. I'd be there to support them.
Yeah,
Yeah,
absolutely.
it's cool. We have a different attitude in this town. It's actually really nice. Everyone doing their own thing. That's why I says if it rolls into our county, we're really going to have an issue here. When they tell
Yeah.
us, mowing my lawn, I have to wear a mask so I don't get infected, which is just ridiculous.
Wow.
I gotta say, I'm surprised there's a town like that left in California.
Can you give us the name of the town?
It's I hate to give it away because I hate anyone to go
Fair
down
enough.
and shut the restaurant.
Okay, I can see how that would be. Snitches get stitches.
Fantasyland, California. Thanks for the call, man. I
All right,
appreciate
guys.
you bringing
Have a
that
good
up. And just from the rest of this story about the new mandatory face masks, according to, again, Riverside County, their announcement came just one day before Palm Sunday, the beginning of the Holy Week for Christians. Many churches have moved their services online. However, a church near Sacramento went ahead with a Sunday service in defiance of orders to avoid large gatherings. And by the way, this is what you're seeing, actually, is that a lot of the more courageous people violating these orders are actually churches.
Yeah.
There's a story I've actually got as a follow-up on a pastor in Louisiana who's already been arrested, who went back and continued to hold services.
I need
Nice.
to give them props because I give organized religions a whole bunch of crap.
Yep.
All
And there's
of the
good
time.
reason for it.
And with good reason, but
That's why the Church of the Invisible Hand is so disorganized.
That's exactly right.
Indeed. But I'll give them credit where credit's due. Standing up for their rights as a religion is exactly the right thing to do. Kudos.
Yep. The church did go ahead with their Sunday service in defiance of the orders after a 2-hour service in which he told parishioners to remain their required 6 foot apart. Pastor of Abundant Life Fellowship Church in Roseville announced he was ending in-person services until further notice. All right, well, never mind. I guess they don't deserve a whole lot of credit there because they're, wimping out. Pastor Doug Bird told the Sacramento Bee he'd received an email from county health officials encouraging him. Oh, I'm sure it was just gentle encouragement to halt his services. But he said he held the service anyway because many of his congregants have no access to the internet and needed to hear the announcement from him.
Because when I need encouragement, the first thing I think of is to go ask the government.
Yeah.
A church in the agricultural Central Valley said it intended to gather for worship, canceled its plans when someone changed the locks to the building. The pastor of Cross Culture Christian Center told congregants the building the church uses for services was shut. Sounds like it was done against
Sounds like
their
it
will.
might be a rental.
Yeah, I don't
the building
know.
they use for services.
Could be.
Yeah, maybe they have a lease or something on the place, and
yeah.
Police had entered the church service last week that was attended by about 30 and said the worshipers were defying the state's stay-at-home order. The church sent the city a cease-and-desist letter and argued they had a First Amendment right to gather and practice their religion.
Yeah, freedom of religion, man.
And then their locks got changed on them,
Wow.
apparently. Let's continue here. Larry is on the line in Indianapolis. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Larry.
Larry.
Okay, now it's real important tonight because the guy that just called in and everybody's wondering how they're going to collect these fines, right? Here's how they're going to do it. Here in Indiana, the governor appointed a judge, right? Now, the judge is a public safety, public health official, right?
Okay.
These are doctors. This is a kind of a doctor, a public health official, right? Like Goebbels and all the doctors were around Hitler. So they making it a public health matter. So what happens is when you're out without your mask on, right, they stop you, ask what your name is, give you a citation, and maybe for $1,000, and say you don't pay it, right, in 30 days. You know what they do? They put it on your property tax bill. So when you get your property taxes, it's usually a couple of grand, right? Mm-hmm. It's $5,000.
What if you're a renter?
So,
Wow.
If you don't make it, here's what makes it so arbitrary. It makes it arbitrary because they are focusing, just like every good thing, like the witch hunts and stuff they used to have. They get some person they know has property that they want to take, and them their friends set up and figure out how to take it.
Sure.
So this is a property grab right here from the upper people that, say, hey, this guy's over here, he's doing pretty bad. If we give him a fine, we don't have to. They don't have to go to court to prove anything.
Yeah,
they just take a picture of you. Go ahead.
You're right. Like every mandate, every edict, every law that the government hands down is simply just a piece of paper hiding a gun behind it. Right, because eventually, if you don't pay a thing, they might send you a stern letter demanding that you pay, and then if you continue not to pay, eventually men with guns will show up to force you to pay, and if you resist them when they show up, they will either throw you in a cage, or if you resist that, then they purport the authority to end your life for not doing what they ask. So you're spot on.
I got one more thing to tell you that actually happened to me. We have heavy trash pickup every second Tuesday of the month in my neighborhood. I put a bunch of stuff out for heavy trash pickup. Of course, the public health officials came by and said, if you don't move this stuff, we're going to then pick it up and send you a bill. So what happened is I said, well, heavy trash is going to pick this up. They said, we don't care about that. Then, okay, they picked it up. They sent the sheriff out here.
Hold that thought. I want to hear the rest of the story in moments with Larry. Free Talk Live.
Do the letters IRS give you anxiety? I'm Dan Pilla. I've defended people from the IRS for more than 40 years. My book, How to Get Tax Amnesty, created the tax resolution industry and is responsible for helping hundreds of thousands of people. It can help you too. If you're a non-filer or facing IRS enforcement right now, your case is unique. You need real help, not cookie-cutter advice. My clients get my personal attention. Buy my book at danpilla.com and get a free consultation directly with me. That's danpilla.com. Let's start solving your tax problem right now.
Hi, I'm Jay Farner, CEO of Quicken Loans and Rocket Mortgage. During these challenging times, our commitment to providing you with the best mortgage experience remains. We understand that hardships may arise, and we're prepared to help. Mortgage rates remain near historic lows. If you think that now is the right time to refinance your mortgage, our home loan experts are available to help 24 hours a day, 7 days a week at rocketmortgage.com.
Call for cost information and conditions. Equal housing lender. Licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Land ho! hey, seriously, land ho, guys. Guys, land ho! Land ho! Land ho! Right there!
The tides can turn quick on the water. Progressive's boat insurance has you covered with Sign and Glide on-water towing. Get a quote today in as little as 3 minutes at Progressive.com.
I gotta say, this land ho thing, not very effective.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Sign and Glide coverage is subject to policy terms.
We all have heard about the benefits of fish oils, but what about the presence of heavy metals, PCBs, dioxins, furans, and other contaminants found in fatty tissues of fish. GCNteam.com recognizes this risk and offers IFOS certified tested omega-3 fatty acids. EPA, DHA insist on IFOS omega-3 fatty acid certification. Get the best at GCNteam.com or call 877-878-4203.
On Free Talk Live, we're bringing people to the ideas of liberty every day. From wrestling superstars like Glenn Jacobs.
You guys really are having an impact, I believe. Like I said, a lot of where I am now is due to listening to Free Talk Live. You changed my mind on some very important issues years ago.
To random people tuning in on the radio.
I was kind of stuck in the left-right paradigm. I heard your show by chance on a Saturday night. From there, I went on, joined the Free State Project, and become an amplifier. So, I mean, that's really the reason why I amp is because I know that if it wasn't for you guys being on as many stations as you are, I never would have found the ideas of liberty.
Your amp will directly change more lives by getting Free Talk Live in front of people looking for talk radio online and on the air. When you amp Free Talk Live, you get perks like access to the AMP-only Facebook group and AMP podcast. Visit amp.freetalklive.com. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
Join the LRN.FM Discord for live chat 24/7 at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
Free Talk Live, you dial in toll free to join us here on the radio. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. There's a little bit more to this story from The Atlantic about a frightening survey that they conducted showing a tremendous amount of people in the United States who are willing to give up all kinds of freedoms in return for supposed protection, purported safety. And, of course, I believe it was Benjamin Franklin who's been quoted as saying that those who would sacrifice their liberty for some security or safety shall
deserve neither.
Deserve neither. Yep.
And will ultimately get
and
neither.
will lose both.
Correct. And he's right about that. Unfortunately, that is a lesson that apparently Americans have not learned hard enough, at least these generations. So I guess they're going to have to learn it the hard way.
Open a freaking history book.
That the public schools have intentionally silenced.
That's right.
They don't quote the founding fathers anymore, and if they do, they act as if these guys were slave owners and nothing else, if they didn't at least manage to free the majority of the country for a while.
This article is certainly evidence to your point as well, because obviously obviously a large portion of people who have gone to public schools have no idea what it means to be free.
No idea.
And no idea what it means to be American.
By the way, I do want to let you know about Bitcoin.com. We were actually just talking about Bitcoin by chance during the break there.
Yep.
And what better time than when you got some downtime to learn something new? Get over to Bitcoin.com and learn about Bitcoin and Bitcoin Cash, cryptocurrency. Get the basics. Get it down. Watch a video. Learn. Walk through the basics overviews and get a grasp on this newer technology. It's a decade old now, but it's still new in the scheme of money. So you're not too late. I know people think that, it's too late. Bitcoin's too expensive now. I can't afford it. Well, the truth is, you can afford some Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You can buy a fraction of a Bitcoin.
Yeah.
You do not have to buy a whole Bitcoin to get into cryptocurrencies. So start learning as step number one. Go to bitcoin.com. It's a great place to get the basics on Bitcoin. We go back to Larry. He's in Indianapolis. Larry, you were telling us a story. Can you just kind of recap that briefly for listeners just tuning in?
Okay, I live out here on the street. There's only 2 houses on the street, right? So what I done is I was cleaning my place up, and I put a new fence up, and I put the old fence out for heavy trash. And so the people from the public health department come along and say, hey, you need to move that. But I counted on the heavy trash picking up every second Tuesday of the month and got a statement from them. But you know that a day before the heavy trash pickup, they sent the sheriff out here, and they sent big heavy equipment to pick up about a truckload full of stuff off the curb, right? Yeah. Maybe 2 or 3 pickup truckloads of stuff off the curb that was prepared for the heavy trash pickup. They loaded it up. The sheriff came in, showed me the papers. I said, well, what is going on? And they said, well, you defied a judge's order. So I said, I didn't understand it. I said, I know that's no excuse. So go ahead and do what you got to do. I'm not going to try to stop you. And then they sent me a bill for $350, right? So in
about $350.
Yeah.
So hold on, let me see if I'm following you here.
Yeah.
So how long was this stuff sitting out on the curb?
It was sitting out for about a month. About 4 weeks.
Okay, and so you said the heavy trash pickup comes by every 2 weeks?
Every second Tuesday of the month.
Why didn't they pick it up during the month that it was sitting out?
They didn't pick it up because they had an order from the health department, and I guess that overrides anything with the municipal corporation because they trump them. And so what happened is they picked it up. Okay, so it's $350. So I was going to go right down there and pay it, but I said, let me find out what's going on. So I said, well, I want a hearing. And the judge sends me a letter and says that, well, Mr. Vaughn, you can come down and have your hearing, but you got to understand that this is strictly statutory and that you don't have any constitutional rights here in this court, in this hearing. I said, well, I just want to see what it's about already. Anyway, so I did go to the hearing, and I defended myself properly by denying everything, denying the bill, disclaiming it. And what happened is the judge sustained the bill, and they also said that if you do not pay the bill, we're going to attach it to your spring property tax bill, and you'll pay it one way or the other. So in this city, I never thought about that until it actually happened to me. So I dug a little deeper, and I found out in neighborhoods where gentrification is going on, if they get some poor person that can't keep his property up, they go out there, they keep on adding fines onto his property. And then when he can't pay his taxes, they take it, and then he's standing there looking like a fool. And then when they get the property, they actually erase all those liens and sell it to some of their friends.
Oh, yeah.
So, that's the old scam. Definitely true.
Hey, I'm glad you guys exist.
Larry,
because,
thank you, man.
Thank you.
We're glad you exist too, bro.
Yeah, thanks for the call. I always appreciate hearing from Larry. And, of course, you as well. You're welcome to join us. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. We got Theodore. He's in Knoxville, Tennessee. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Theodore.
All right. So I wanted to share with you all an excerpt of a statement from our mayor of our county, Knox County here in Knoxville.
Is that Glenn Jacobs?
Yes. That is I think he was the wrestler.
He was.
Kane, I think?
Kane, yeah. And he's a Free Talk Live listener and former Free Talk Live amplifier.
Nice.
Okay. Well, there you go. Well, then I wanted to share this with you all. This is just an excerpt. By the way, our governor did one of the stay-at-home orders, like, I guess last Thursday. So he says, I understand this is a crisis, but an economic crisis also looms with millions of people out of work and no way to earn a living, many of them due to mandated government shutdown. We also have a looming mental health crisis as individuals struggle with depression and feelings of hopelessness and isolation, exacerbated by job loss. Some have already taken their own lives. Further, we have a political crisis as our state and nation must determine a way to walk back from the damage currently being done to our system of free government. During another crisis, Abraham Lincoln said, "Government of the people, by the people, for the people shall not perish from this earth." Knox County will, of course, comply with this executive order. However, our response to COVID-19, I fear that we may be testing the very limits of President Lincoln's notion. So while it's not it's not hitting it out of the park or anything, I still think it's a pretty good reaction. And they also accompanied that with statements from both our sheriff and Knoxville police saying that they're not going to pull you over just to check your papers or where you're going. So I thought that was kind of reassuring in a way.
Yeah, I mean, it's good to see some people at least, fighting back on a rhetorical level.
Yeah, at least he's acknowledging the absolutely horrifying consequences of the government crackdowns that we're seeing. The mental health issues are very real.
Yeah.
We're seeing suicide hotlines getting a lot more use, and probably you're going to see the suicide numbers go up, I suspect.
I saw an article actually the other day about areas where the number of suicides far exceeds the number of COVID deaths.
Really? Okay,
Yeah.
I hadn't seen those numbers yet.
Yeah,
That doesn't surprise me, though.
I had speculated that would happen. I'd be
Yeah.
interested to see the numbers on that.
Yeah, if you could find that again, I'd be interested in also seeing
I'll
that,
have a look. It was
those
on
details.
Facebook.
And, of course, the economic consequences we've even yet really begun to start to see. I did see there was some sort of a restaurant chain that has decided to completely close down. They fired everyone now at this point.
Oh, yeah, that was Logan's Roadhouse.
Yeah, that sounds right.
I used to go there when I lived in Florida, actually.
Yep, you're not going there again.
Not anymore.
Theodore, any other thoughts you want to share?
So on an unrelated note, you had that show without Mark on there from overseas, the Mariana Islands, I think.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, some of that was such tedious listening. And I know they're learning and I know they're new, but seriously, you may want to consider hopping on there for a little bit with them until they got the swing of things.
I don't know. I've kind of been enjoying it. But hey, everybody's got their opinion.
All right,
Thanks for the
thanks.
call. Appreciate it. Toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733.
So I know you want to get back into the rest of this article, but you mentioned California in the previous segment. And today, I don't have it with me, but today I saw a news blurb. It was either from CBS or NBC. It was a video of somewhere in California where there was supposedly a drone hovering over some, people near the coastline or whatever, supposedly with like a loudspeaker on it.
I thought that was New York City.
Telling them to, obey that. No, I thought it was California.
Okay.
But at any rate,
maybe it's bi-coastal.
Yeah, it probably is. I've been watching, for drone deployment by police forces. It doesn't seem to have happened yet. We know police forces have these drones, but it seems, at least from that video, that they're being deployed. And then I had an article that I've been sitting on about Chula Vista, California, apparently is using police drones just for that purpose.
The story was out of CBS News in Manhattan.
Oh, it was New York.
Interesting. It didn't even look real to me, honestly, that video, but I suppose there could have been a speaker on that drone.
But apparently it is bi-coastal, so we've got Manhattan and then we've got Chula Vista, California.
We can talk more about it coming up here. Hour number 2 is on the way. You can bring up what you want. This is Free Talk Live.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
Do you want more businesses accepting Bitcoin Cash and Dash? Now with AnyPay, you earn passive income for every purchase at those businesses. Finally, a financial incentive to spread Bitcoin Cash and Dash. You made it happen, so you get the rewards. Download the AnyPay Cash Register app and add your cryptocurrency wallet addresses. Then install it at a real-life business and tell us what you did at anypayinc.com. anypayinc.com.
I'm crazy about My Magic Mud. This is the most important oral care product created this millennium, and I'm not kidding. We all have different opinions on politics and issues, but we all have mouths. And I want yours to be as clean as possible, with teeth as bright as they were meant to be. I will never be without My Magic Mud. It's a little surprising, but man, does it work. If you only listen to one thing I say ever, go to mymagicmud.com and get 20% off with code FTL. mymagicmud.com, code FTL.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 2 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,681, silver at $15.24, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,256. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, decision-making by the U.S. government early on during the coronavirus outbreak has likely led to the country severely undercounting the number of deaths from the virus, officially known as COVID-19, according to public health experts. The Mind Unleashed reports that, as of Sunday, more than 328,000 people in the U.S. had confirmed cases of coronavirus, and more than 9,000 have died of the respiratory disease. But, as the Washington Post reported on Sunday, many deaths from respiratory failure and other recorded causes in the first weeks that the virus was spreading across the country may actually have been related to COVID-19. The U.S. has lagged far behind many other wealthy nations in making testing widely available to the public. In January, German researchers developed a test for the disease, which was soon used by countries including South Korea. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. There were dramatic scenes at an airport in Shanghai, China, as U.S. agents hijacked a plane full of life-saving equipment, including 60 million masks, bound for coronavirus-stricken France. While the plane was on the tarmac, American agents managed to bribe locals into diverting the plane to the United States, plying them with cash. That's according to a report from the Free Thought Project, which says it appears to not be an isolated incident. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau revealed that he has received similar reports of goods being seized and taken to the United States. France has been hit hard by the coronavirus. 59,929 people have officially tested positive, but 5,398 have already died. The 9% death rate suggesting that the country has not tested enough of its citizens. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro released a letter addressed to the American people, urging them to oppose military intervention in South America, and instead push the Trump administration to concentrate on tackling the COVID-19 pandemic raging across the United States. According to Mint Press News, Maduro wrote, quote, "It is clear that the Trump administration is creating a smokescreen to cloud the improvised and erratic handling of the pandemic in the United States." As the U.S. has shot into the lead on the coronavirus table with over 337,000 confirmed cases and nearly 10,000 reported deaths already, public opinion on Trump's leadership has begun to sour. An American United Nations special rapporteur who visited Venezuela estimated that American sanctions have killed over 100,000 people, describing them as akin to a medieval siege and declaring Trump guilty of crimes against humanity. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
Sources within the Vatican confirmed Tuesday that Pope Benedict XVI has dispatched an elite team of 6 bishops to sabotage leading contraceptive manufacturer Pfizer. Codenamed Conclave 6, the highly trained team of bishops will reportedly infiltrate the heavily guarded compound, detonate extremely powerful charges at key points within the factory, and then escape to a nearby safe house.
The Catholic Church can trust only the best with defending God's plan. Conclave 6 is the deadliest team of bishops I've ever laid eyes on.
The Pope denied rumors that a B team of needle-wielding priests had been deployed to a latex factory in New Jersey to poke tiny holes into thousands of Durex condoms. Locally, the best part of a gay 12-year-old's day is the half hour he spends eating lunch alone in a stairwell. Calling it his only respite from constant ridicule and mockery, 7th grader Ben McElroy says life doesn't get better than the moments he spends quietly laying out his lunch on a secluded staircase while the rest of his classmates are in the cafeteria.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up what you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE. Well, we've got some more depressing news for you. Oh, yes, we do. In fact, we haven't finished the first story from The Atlantic about a shocking number, or at least, what would have been shocking until a few weeks ago, because now it seems like it's not really a surprise, but it's numbers that we hadn't had before, about the significant number of Americans who are just ready to embrace total tyranny, ready to embrace a complete wiping away of the idea of rights, like the right to free speech. The right to free speech, which includes the ability to express an unpopular opinion. In fact, that's kind of the whole point behind freedom of speech, is that you should be able to hold an unpopular opinion if you are in the United States and not go to prison, not be, beaten to death.
Well, and the thing about free speech, too, is that, innovation, right, comes from people who think differently and think, outside of the box. They think creatively, and they will either invent something or do something differently than everybody else does. And we've seen it before, right?
And it's unpopular.
Like with when email first came out, right? People said things like, well, why do I need to send an email? I can put a stamp on a letter.
Yeah, right.
You know what I mean? That kind of a thing, right?
And now the numbers of letters being sent has dropped off a cliff.
Yeah, and so it was an unpopular opinion. Right? So how do you innovate? How do you create new stuff? How do you discuss new ideas, new technologies, new products, new services without freedom of speech? I don't understand the mentality here at all.
The mentality in this case is 70% of respondents in a 3,000-person survey conducted by The Atlantic at theatlantic.com, 7 out of 10 of them said, yeah, we should restrict people's ability to say things that may qualify as misinformation. Which, of course, as you pointed out, nobody means anything that is contrary to the government's opinion.
Yeah, you have to have a ministry of truth to determine categorically this is true, this is false. And if we determine it's false, you can't say it, you can't think it, you can't explore that idea.
Didn't they have that guy? Remember in the George W. Bush Iraq invasion, everybody laughed because Iraq had like a minister of propaganda. Yeah. I forget what his name was, but he was like all over the television, and everybody just made fun of this guy. You remember him?
Well, he was their,
he was their minister of truth. That's what he was.
Basically, yeah, but he was their press secretary. Yeah. Every government has one.
But he had one of those names like Minister of Truth. It was like one of those Orwellian, like really weird, creepy kind of names.
Really?
Yeah. I don't remember what the exact title was.
Was that his actual name, or was that something our media assigned to him?
I think it was his actual name. But I don't remember the exact phrasing. I was trying to find it during the break, and I couldn't pull it up.
But, I mean, we have the Department of Homeland Security. That doesn't sound Orwellian at all.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll tell you more about this particular survey because there's a little bit more to be revealed, and we'll do that here. But first, Steve is in Arkansas. You're on Free Talk Live. Hello, Steve.
Good evening, guys.
Hey.
How you doing?
Good. You're on the air.
Good. I called last week. I don't know if you guys remember, and I was talking about how my wife is talking about being a libertarian, and had some questions. I wanted to make the statement. I am sick and tired of all of the media. All of it. I mean, you've got CNN thinks that Trump's got 3 heads and spews fire and brimstone. Fox thinks that he's got rainbows shooting out of his rear end.
Yeah.
You can't get. I mean, I want the news. You know, I want to know what's going on. Give me some statistics. Let me know it, because in Arkansas, we've only got about 800 cases. It's not a huge deal here, and I understand that in the bigger cities that it is. And our governor we're one of only, I think, 5 states that don't have a stay-at-home order. Thank God.
Yet,
but you go to Walmart, you go to, you go out and everybody's wearing masks, and it's just like the footage that you see from China or. And I'm just like, what are we doing to ourselves?
Mm-hmm.
I think this hype that the media has created is far worse than the actual disease, and it's so frustrating because I just want to know what's going on. I don't want to hear your opinion about it. I don't want to hear your slant on it. Just tell me what's going on.
Yeah, and the problem with the media is that they are not incentivized to give you an unbiased opinion anymore, if they ever were.
I mean, they never really were, and there's no real competition because only 6 corporations have broadcast licenses. They control 95% of the media. So who's going to compete with them? It's absolutely awful. And I like your insight on the media. I actually posted to Facebook the other day that the people that I'm sick of are the people who love Trump and the people who hate Trump. I'm just sick to death of hearing about it. It's like being a child living with divorcing parents, and
Constantly
they're both
fighting.
trying to get you on their side, and they don't care if they burn down the house, proving that the other one is bad.
And they're both lying.
They're both lying.
And they've grounded us all.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. And it's like I listened to Sebastian Gorka. I guess that's his name. I just started listening to him recently. And that guy, I mean, you would think that Trump is Jesus' brother. I mean,
I believe Jesus' brother is named Craig Christ. If you Google that, you'll find a very hilarious song.
Yeah, by Stephen Lynch.
That's the one.
Yeah, Stephen Lynch wrote. Yeah, but no, man. I've always been a conservative. I've always just kind of, given my government the benefit of the doubt, and I can't do it anymore. I'm done.
Well, welcome to the party, pal.
I'm glad they
We're
finally,
right there with you.
Yeah, I'm glad they finally pushed you too far.
Just remember, you can't go back and take the blue pill once you've taken the red pill. You can't go back.
Once you've had the red pill, you can't go back.
Well, and that's what sucks about. I mean, I didn't vote for Trump in the primaries. I didn't envision wanting Trump to be my president, but I'm not going to vote for Hillary. I mean, what?
Yeah.
And I'm not going to vote for Bernie. So it's like choosing the lesser of 2 or 3 evils.
You had me, and I'm not going to vote.
See, I'm voting for Vermin Supreme.
Me too.
Why Vermin Supreme? Because screw your system. That's why.
I mean, I'd probably vote for Vermin Supreme if I, gun to my head, you have to vote. I would vote for Vermin Supreme just because I really do want a pony.
Well, there is that.
Everybody thinks they want a pony, but then they actually get a pony, and then what do you do?
Yeah, well, there's a whole load of horse crap that goes along with having a pony.
Steve, anything else? Go ahead.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but in my view, the government has two jobs. That's to protect our borders and uphold the law, not create new laws. Uphold the law.
Oh man, they create new laws all the time. All the time.
On the daily.
Yeah.
And, it's just like, I don't care what people do with their lives. If you want a same-sex marriage, knock yourself out. If you want, but the Supreme Court a few years ago when they passed the same-sex marriage thing and forced, basically, in my opinion, that was the militant LBGQRXTRV, how many letters they have now. It was that community. Just basically, Christians, you have to say it's okay now. They already had civil unions.
Well, the thing is, you don't have to
do what you want.
You don't have to say it's okay, and I draw the line at a very particular place on that issue. Like, the government should treat everybody equally. So if a straight guy can get married, then a gay guy should be able to get married to whoever they choose.
My position on that, though,
when
is
it comes
different.
down to, but what the government doesn't have a right to do is to force you to bake their wedding cake if you don't want to.
Exactly.
If you want to not participate, you have every right not to participate.
Well,
in
and
that.
they ought to really just not even be involved in marriage at all.
That's what I'm saying.
That would be an improvement, a big improvement.
You don't need an organization of violence involved in your personal relationships, period.
Right, because
You've got a wife for that.
All it does is it makes divorce really difficult, because then not only are you breaking up with your agreement with the person that you loved, but you also have this third party involved that's telling you all about what you have to do, and then they rule over you, and it's sad. Thanks, Steve, for the call. More coming up.
If you're attacked by a bear, a dog will throw himself into the mouth of the bear to save you. Dogs are dogs. They pour out their love onto you. Before long, you can't live without them. I have a chocolate cocker spaniel named Lady and a blackmouth cur. He's about 120 pounds, and his name is Arlo. My little cocker, her coat's as soft as a stuffed animal. They're both real soft coats, and my dogs don't have any health problems because they're eating what they need to eat.
DINOVITE.com.
Dynavite is like pouring a multivitamin right onto their food.
The omega-3 fatty acids, flaxseed, zinc, alfalfa, the digestive enzymes that are cooked out of regular dog food.
We'll be scooping our Dynavite onto the food, then squirting the liquor chops and the fish oil. They start salivating.
Dynavite is nutrition.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
It's a lot of responsibility owning a dog. I get my Dynavite at DINOVITE.com.
Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com. The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app, and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org.
The Free State Project has reached its goal of 20,000 liberty lovers who've pledged to move to New Hampshire and get active to achieve liberty in our lifetime. Perhaps you're trying to figure out what part of New Hampshire should be your destination. If so, consider Keene. You'll find more than 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com. Keene is famous for its historic, publicity-generating activism, as well as being the liberty media capital of the world. It's home to freekeene.com, New Hampshire's destination for liberty activism, news, and opinion. For years, we've been compiling over 150 reasons to move to Keene at move.freekeene.com, where you'll learn about some of what's happening here and what makes Keene a great place to live. If you love liberty, you'll probably enjoy anywhere you end up in the Shire. But do your due diligence first. Please visit move.freekeen.com for the full list of over 150 reasons to move to Keene. That's move.freekeen.com. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
There are basically two types of advertising, direct response and branding. Radio's great for direct response with its low cost to listener ratio, but audio can't be beat for branding, which is a longer-term endeavor. You want to be the first thing that someone thinks of when they think about your product or service. If you have a local business that you want kept top of mind in your community, call the station. If you need national reach, Free Talk Live's got around 200 radio stations, millions of monthly listening sessions, can suit all budgets, and if we don't think we're right for you, we'll tell you. Email me, mark@freetalklive.com.
Live video of our Keene, New Hampshire-based shows is streamed on DLive. Please follow and share at dlive.lrn.fm. That's dlive.lrn.fm.
It is Free Talk Live. You're invited if you want to join us here. Toll-free number 855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. We do have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. With you in the studio tonight, you've got Ian.
And the pastor of disaster, the Reverend Captain Kickass.
And nobody.
So, of course, we're talking about whatever is on your mind. Also going to come back around to this study that is very disturbing. From The Atlantic, showing the shocking numbers of Americans, like 70%, support restricting people's ability to say things that may qualify as misinformation.
Dear 70%, you're dumb. Sincerely, me.
Meaning that they, well, it's whatever it is that's indifferent, or rather is contradictory to what the government's official line is about whatever it is the topic. In this case, it's COVID-19, coronavirus, but that will just be the beginning. Because if they can make it illegal to spread so-called misinformation about coronavirus, then they can make it illegal to spread misinformation about, well, any other topic whatsoever.
Yep. And
there goes your freedom of speech.
Misinformation is anything that you disagree with the government on.
Right.
If the government says that the earth is flat and you disagree, then burn them at the stake.
Well, and let's just suppose for a moment that they do establish some sort of just COVID-specific ministry of truth, something that, you know, somebody who decides what is good information about COVID and what is bad information about COVID.
That they've been lying to us from the beginning, so they're hardly the people who are qualified to do that.
But that organization will never go away. And in fact, what will happen, and you know, you can look in a history book if you don't believe me about government entities, it will grow and into you know, an unwanted behemoth that then starts to control all of the information about whatever the hell they want.
Yeah, either they'll expand the purview of the agency, or they'll start finding a way to call everything on Earth COVID-related.
Yep.
By the way, just want to throw out a thanks to all of our followers on both Twitch and DLive. Which are our two video streaming platforms. We had a guy, Marfugal News, who's a fairly well-subscribed character on YouTube and on DLive. He's got over 100,000 subscribers on YouTube, or like 150,000 or something like that, and 15,000 of them on DLive. The other night on Saturday night, late night, when Vincent was doing his after show, Marfugal News did what they call like a host, where he put his channel's viewers, when he finished his show, he just sort of moved his channel's viewers over to our channel, and Vincent's view count went from like 25 or 20 to 700.
Nice.
In like the span of a minute.
Yeah, thank you.
So, yeah, and a lot of those folks, of course, then, you know, followed our channel, and so they're now watching us. And as a result of that, I think we've surpassed the DLive channel. The LRN DLive channel has surpassed the Twitch channel. Even though Twitch had a year in advance, we were on Twitch for a year before we joined DLive. Now we have more viewers, or not viewers, but we have more followers on DLive, over 1,800, whereas... Is it 1,800? Yeah, we're up to 1,200. We're over 1,200, and on Twitch we've got over 1,100. So we've surpassed Twitch with our DLive followers. And you do get a little bit of a better video quality. You get 720p if you watch us on DLive. You can check it out at dlive.lrn.fm or over on Twitch, also at twitch.lrn.fm. So give us a follow on either of those platforms, or both for that matter. And also for our listeners that are newer on those platforms, so we had a guy asking in the chat room on DLive, hey, can we call in? Yeah, of course you can call in.
Yes, please.
We are a call-in show. That is what we do here. That is what we prefer to do. I mean, I like you guys, but I see you all the time, so it's more fun to talk to people that we don't know.
Indeed.
And get your opinions on things. And so if you're watching,
especially since the news only talks about one issue now.
Sure. Well, I mean, we talk about related things to that issue, but it's hard to find any news that's outside of that, because this is so widespread. This is so not the COVID itself, but the response to the COVID, the tyranny, the violence from the state, the threats from the state. That's what people need to know about. They need to know about what's going on, not just like all the fear mongering about what the virus might do.
Well, now, as of yet, do you guys know anybody who has this thing?
Yes.
Really?
I finally know somebody. He's one of our advertisers. He is also a regular or irregular caller to the show. His name's Greg in New York. He's actually Intercoin Greg. He's the guy who is the sponsor.
Oh, wow.
The main guy behind Intercoin. Now, there's a team behind Intercoin, but he's one of the major guys. He did come down with COVID-19 within the last few weeks. He has recovered from COVID-19.
So he didn't die.
He did not die. He did not even have to go to the hospital, from what I understand.
Nice.
His mother, who is in her late 60s, also contracted it, and she had an easier time with it than he did.
Wow.
So
I wanted to say
that's my understanding from what he told us on a call that we had with him today.
Yeah, so
off the air.
Back to the media thing, this oversaturation of the COVID thing by all of the media, specifically the oversaturation of all of these politicians who are trying to make themselves appear as if they're more important than they actually are by piping in about this stuff and going ahead and doing all of these things, right, that keep you at home and closing businesses and that stuff. It reminds me almost exactly of the same type of oversaturation we saw in Gulf War I. And I know you have to be old enough to remember Gulf War I.
I remember Gulf War
right?
I.
When all of a sudden every major news outlet was carrying the war live.
Yeah.
And they would have like charts and graphs about how many bombs are being dropped and how many ships have been, and all that kind of. They had the embedded reporters.
They had
and
video of the bombs being dropped. Remember the night vision looking green colored video?
All that stuff.
I remember that as a kid watching that.
24 hours a day, they would broadcast the war. And
well, that was when CNN
disgusting.
Became a thing. You remember? That's kind of when they really went 24/7 or whatever with CNN News.
I had the opportunity to go back and just review. You can't find much of it, but if you Google it, you can find some footage of exactly what I'm talking about. And if you go back and you look at it, it looks like a poorly produced, over-sensationalized news satire is what it looks like.
But back then, that was reality.
But it was reality, yeah. And this oversaturation now reminds me exactly of that.
Well, and people are afraid, and when people are afraid, they can be taken advantage of. They can have their rights taken from them. In fact, they will even beg for it, with 77% of the respondents to the survey that The Atlantic conducted supporting suspending all religious services and gatherings. Again, basic First Amendment kind of freedoms here. Perhaps the most striking feature of our results, this is again The Atlantic reporting, is the broad bipartisan endorsement of these liberty-restricting policies. Like other surveys, ours reflected a huge gap between Democrats and Republicans in their approval of President Trump's handling of the pandemic. 34% of Democrats expressed approval, while 88% of Republicans did. That's what you would expect. One might have reasonably concluded that different policy preferences were driving these responses. The Democrats want aggressive government intervention, which they feel the president has failed to deliver, while Republicans, encouraged by Trump's early dismissal of the outbreak, preferred a wait-and-see or laissez-faire approach. But our findings suggest that's not the case. Democrats and Republicans alike are willing to sacrifice civil liberties to fight the virus. The two groups show almost identical levels of support for detaining sick people in government facilities, conscripting people to work, prohibiting the spread of misinformation, and banning all people, citizens and non-citizens alike, from entering the country. Wow. So basically, the same results on all those questions between Democrats and Republicans.
Well, I've been saying for years that there's not a dime's worth of difference, and apparently I was right.
Here's an illustration of it right here.
That's right. So the only thing they differ on is whether they like Trump or not, basically. That's it. 855-450, free like freedom. You can join us here, 855-450-3733. Take control of the airwaves here with us on Free Talk Live.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. local.bitcoin.com.
This is Michael Dean from the Freedom Fiends. I've run websites since 1996 and have used over a dozen web hosts in that time. AgristHosting.com is the only one that hasn't broken my heart. Agrist Hosting's uptime and service is stellar, and their DDoS mitigation is the best I've seen. That's important because if you tell the truth in this world, you'll ruffle feathers. And some people will try dirty tricks to silence your voice. No matter what the haters hit us with, Agrist Hosting keeps our websites online. If you have a mission-critical commercial presence or a world-changing activism site, you cannot tolerate any skullduggery. So go with agristhosting.com. Have a WordPress or blog site, but you're not satisfied with performance or uptime? Or just want raw hosting? Want to pay with Bitcoin? Agrist Hosting specializes in high-performance hosting with personalized service. Go to agristhosting.com and click on the button that says Get Hosted. That's agristhosting.com.
What do you shop for that you could otherwise buy at Amazon? Pretty much everything, right? Amazon has competitive pricing and they deliver, and that's a big plus. If you could plan ahead in your shopping, would you be interested in saving up to 33%? There's a catch. You have to do your shopping in Bitcoin. But imagine those savings. It's like a huge raise. All you have to do is go to saveatpurse.com. We've saved thousands, and you can too. Plan ahead and save. Saveatpurse.com. The LRN.FM social media channels have been revamped. We've eliminated Facebook and focused on other platforms like Twitter and Mastodon, the decentralized alternative to Twitter. On our accounts, you'll find posts from multiple LRN.FM show hosts together in one place. Follow us on Twitter at twitter.lrn.fm, or better yet, move to the decentralized Mastodon social media platform at toot.lrn.fm, toot.lrn.fm. I think you'll like it.
We have some good news. The indictments against Ross Ulbricht in the District of Maryland were dismissed with prejudice, meaning they can never be refiled. This is especially good because those indictments contain the only charge ever made that Ross engaged in murder for hire. This was a serious allegation that Ross Ulbricht denies. It was never prosecuted or ruled on by a jury, but was trumpeted by the federal government and the media as if it were proven fact. The Maryland court held these indictments for almost 5 years, poisoning Ross's case and leaving him under a cloud of unproven allegations. As explained in Ross's appeal to the Supreme Court, the fact that the judge used these allegations to give Ross a draconian sentence of double life without parole violated his Sixth Amendment right to a jury trial. Judges are required to issue sentences based on convictions decided by a jury, not unproven allegations never even charged at trial. Although this is a positive development, the dropped indictment will not set Ross free. Now, a presidential pardon is Ross's only hope of freedom. Sign the petition at freeross.org. freeross.org.
You're listening to the best liberty-oriented audio streamed around the clock, on the air and online. This is the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
It's Free Talk Live, and you can take control of the airwaves here. The toll-free number is 855 855-450 free like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms for you, where you can call in, bring up whatever you want. With you here tonight, you've got Ian.
And some guy with a giant goatee.
And nobody.
Liberty.menu is where you can go if you are an individual who rejects the initiation of force and agrees to abide by the ethics of the non-aggression principle, although it seems like there are even fewer of those people now than there ever were before, with a surprising number of so-called libertarians supporting a crackdown on freedom, or at least not opposing it. So if you're not opposing it, then you're kind of like supporting it in my book. Liberty.menu is where you can go to promote the thing that you do. Maybe you got a business or digital content that you're the creator of. You can let people know that you exist, and you can also, of course, rate and review other people's businesses over at Liberty.menu. And you can use code FTL on your user profile to get a Free Talk Live listener badge. That's Liberty.menu. Again, open phones here every night. You can bring up what you want. I'm going to share a little bit more here from this story at The Atlantic, where they've done a study with 3,000 respondents looking at surprising numbers of Americans, both Republicans and Democrats, who support wiping away supposedly constitutionally protected rights. Remember, the Constitution doesn't give you rights. As a human being, you have rights because rights are a good idea. We like the idea of rights because it helps us live in a more free society. And we used to believe, people, at least I thought, used to believe that freedom was a good thing to have.
It's important.
Yeah. Well, apparently not. Apparently, as long as there's something scary out there, whether it be, some other government or a virus that you can't see.
The Invisible Man.
That gives people enough excuse to just say, you know what, all that freedom, it's overrated. I'd rather have safety. If anything, I just want to be safe. Just let me breathe, suck air for the rest of my life inside a padded cell. That's living.
Well, I say we will fight them on the beaches. We will fight them in the country and in the city, and we will never, never surrender.
Where's that from?
Thank you, Churchill.
That was a misquote of Churchill. I can't remember exactly what he said.
Yeah, Churchill's speech.
Yep.
A little bit more from The Atlantic. Democrats and Republicans alike are willing to sacrifice civil liberties to fight the virus. The two groups now show almost identical levels of support for detaining sick people in government facilities, conscripting people to work, prohibiting the spreading of misinformation, and banning all people, citizens and non-citizens alike, from entering the country.
Read that as an equal level of cowardice across those two parties.
That's right. 74% of Democrats supported each of the 8 proposed policies, all of which were unconstitutional, while 71% of Republicans did. So statistically insignificant difference there. The small disparity contrasts with several recent survey findings showing that Americans with different political affiliations are responding to the crisis very differently. For example, The Atlantic reported Friday that blue states are responding more aggressively to the outbreak than red states are. And NBC News' Wall Street Journal poll conducted last week found Democrats were 28 percentage points more likely to be concerned about someone in their family getting COVID-19 than Republicans. Even so, both sides are convinced that aggressive measures are needed to save lives. And they finally wrap up with this bit here. Often, efforts to roll back civil liberties face political opposition, but now bipartisan support for rights-restricting COVID-19 responses could smooth the path for constitutional erosion. James Madison predicted as much when he described constitutional rights as, quote, parchment barriers, unquote. Easily transgressed when the majority is so inclined. And indeed, history presents numerous examples of liberty violations made in the face of security threats. The Alien and Sedition Act signed into law by President John Adams, Japanese-American internment camps during World War II, and the use of torture after 9/11. After the threat has subsided, Americans must recognize any constitutional violations for what they were, lest they become the new normal.
Well, and I mean, if you open a history book, they don't roll back.
That's the point.
Can you name one that rolled back?
The Constitution has either authorized such government as we have had, or it has been powerless to prevent it. In either case, it is unfit to exist. Lysander Spooner.
And also, they presume that the threat will subside. Because again, they say after the threat has subsided.
Yeah.
They're already setting you up in these media stories, talking to these government bureaucrats. They're already setting out the idea that, well, this could be a seasonal thing. This could be coming back.
Yeah, the flu is already seasonal.
Right.
There's no reason to believe this won't be seasonal.
Right, and so if they've taken away all these liberties, and you were commenting, I think, during the break on how short of a time span this has
overnight, man.
Virtually.
Almost. I mean,
Yeah.
I was in here doing a show one day on like a Saturday, and then like I came in Monday to do the show, and the world had turned upside down.
Yeah, shock and awe. You know, they did it so fast that people couldn't even think about it or realize what they were doing.
Well, and there's plenty of time to think now, but still the numbers are supportive of it.
No.
All these same sentiments, I believe, wasn't during the Patriot Act, right? These same sentiments were being thrown about by the media about, well, it's supported bipartisan style,
Right.
like, because we're all afraid of the
You don't want terrorists around, do you?
Right? So we got to pass this Patriot Act.
I don't want terrorists around. Let's get rid of the government.
Yep,
Amen.
exactly.
But, you don't want terrorists around, so, we got to pass this bill. It'll only be temporary.
Yeah. That's what the terrorists always say.
The Patriot Act
There's nothing
is the
as
most permanent thing.
as a government program, right?
Nothing more permanent than
That's
a temporary government program.
Well, who was that? Mark Twain or something?
No, that was Ronald Reagan.
Really?
Oh, you're right. It was Reagan.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, again,
you know what Nancy says? If you can't beat them, nuke them.
So again, the idea being that the threat could possibly subside. The government doesn't have an interest in that happening.
No.
The government does not want this threat to subside. They always want people to be afraid that COVID-19 or its next iteration, because
COVID-20
will mutate,
or 21 or whatever it's going to be,
will be around and be and that people will need to continue to be afraid. And to me, it's what's the most scary is what people's response is to this. I'm not afraid of COVID-19, okay? And if I were 70 years old...
I'm afraid of cowards.
Yeah, and if I were 70 years old, I'd be saying the same thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I was really proud to find out that my own mother, who is going to be turning 70 next year, is still out at her shop. She's still working. Or at least she was as of the last time I spoke with her, which was like a week ago. That was before lockdown, so maybe she's not there now. But she, despite all the propaganda, and she's like a Republican or whatever, so she would buy some of this stuff, I would have thought. But I was really surprised to hear that she's still running her store.
Perhaps you've had a good influence on her.
I don't know about that. I wouldn't go so far as to say that. But I don't think that... And we've had some older folks call this show. Some older ladies have called. You've been on Saturday nights, Captain Kickass, over the last couple of weeks, where we've had some ladies in their early 70s, late 60s.
Some awesome ladies.
Who are just like real firecrackers calling in, like they don't care about COVID-19. They'd rather have their freedoms. So there's definitely still some people out there, and it's apparently only about 25% of us, but there's definitely still some people out there who appreciate freedom, and maybe it will come down to having to separate from these wussies.
Well, what would scare me more than dying if I was an old person would be dying in a room alone without my family, without the ability to say goodbye, without the ability to complete my business on this earth. Because, if you're that age, death is coming. It's not going to be long. You shouldn't have to die alone.
What surprises me is this virus, compared to other potential, life-threatening global sort of, epidemic, pandemic, whatever you want to call it, it's kind of a pussy virus. You know what I mean? It's not that strong. It's not like the plague, right? It's not like the bubonic plague.
No, it's nowhere even close to some of the.
You know what I mean? It's
the horrors that have beset the world.
It might be a little worse than the flu when all is said and done. It might be not as bad as the flu when all is said and done. We won't know for a little while. But by way of comparison to other diseases that have affected mankind, this thing is tiny. Right. But the reaction to it is huge. It's like the reaction to it is as if the bubonic plague has come back and now everybody's suddenly at risk for the bubonic plague.
Yeah.
Toll-free number.
Bubonic plague was brutal.
855-450-FREE. That's 855-450-3733. Speaking of death, police in Brooklyn recently broke up a funeral. Dispersed a large crowd.
Gathering of more than 10, I assume.
People. We'll tell you about it on the way here. You can bring up what you want on Free Talk Live.
Attention all radio listeners who still need food supplies. If you've thought about the implication of food-related supply chain disruptions and are concerned about the coming quarantines, this will be the most important message you will ever hear. Here's why. In the next few days, all Americans will face extremely hard choices. If we've learned anything from China and Italy, it's that quarantines and enforced lockdowns are just a few days away here in the U.S. Listen, while dehydrated food is becoming scarce, you can still get enough open pollinated heirloom seeds to grow a 1-acre crisis garden. The truth is, growing nutrient-dense vegetables in the days ahead may actually be the single most important thing you do. Go to survivalseedbank.com and watch the new video to understand the nature of the threat. This could be life-saving. Lockdowns can last from 6 to 8 weeks. Get free bonus seeds, special quarantine reports too. Go to survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com.
When you have a pain in the neck, a real pain in the neck, back, shoulder, or legs, you now have 2 convenient choices to get fast relief without taking another pill. Because now, Sunny Bay heating wraps and pillows are available at both Amazon and Walmart. Yes, see Sunny Bay's 4.5 to 5-star customer reviews on Amazon.com or Walmart.com. Our made in the USA microwavable heat wraps, heatable neck pillows, and extra large body wraps are designed better for perfect support where and when you need it. Even while driving, Sunny Bay wraps will not burn and stay balanced to provide soothing hot or cold therapy to help treat temporary or chronic pain. And the best part? Sunny Bay quality products start at under $20. Join thousands of happy customers and see why Sunny Bay products have a lifetime 100% positive rating on both Amazon and Etsy. It's easy. Click Amazon or Walmart and search today for Sunny Bay.
Caitlin Taggart was a beautiful, lively girl who loved laughing and playing outside, but all that changed at the age of 12. Caitlin slipped into a persistent vegetative state, confining her almost entirely to her bed and Facebook.
She doesn't even have basic motor functions anymore. We literally have to drag her to the car to drive her to school in the morning.
She's totally unresponsive when we talk to her. Her eyes just roll back in her head.
Caitlin, honey, it's your dad.
With no hope that their daughter would ever recover, the Taggarts decided to seek legal permission to end Caitlin's life.
It is the most difficult decision we've ever had to make, but we just keep reminding ourselves that the real Caitlin is already gone. That's just her body texting.
We give her one painless injection, and that's it. Her eyes may flutter a bit, or she may murmur, "Are you for real killing me right now?"
This is the Onion News Network.
There are lots of ways to listen to Free Talk Live. Our podcast has been around since podcasts began, and now the FTL feed is loaded with content besides our full show archives. Did you know that we make it easy for you to customize your podcast subscriptions? We have different feeds, one that includes only our full shows, one with just the Daily Digest, and our main feed that includes everything. You decide what you listen to. It's quick and easy to customize your feeds at feeds.freetalklive.com. That's feeds.freetalklive.com.
Looking for a great real estate investment? Consider New Hampshire, which is ground zero for the Liberty Movement. Your first call should be to Mark Worden from Porcupine Real Estate. He's more than just a real estate agent. He's your New Hampshire concierge. Where are the best places to live? Do you want farm, city, the burbs, or forest? Do you want a duplex or multifamily building so that renters pay your mortgage? There are homes in all price ranges in New Hampshire, and Mark can help with financing too. Invest in liberty and property. Mark Worden can help.
PorcupineRealEstate.com.
Do you love Twitter? Make sure you favorite the LRN.FM Twitter account so you can receive our tweets at twitter.lrn.fm. That's twitter.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up whatever you want here. Toll-free number 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're at discord.lrn.fm. In fact, there's a couple folks waiting there. We'll get it to your calls here in just a moment. With you tonight, it's Ian.
And L Captain Kickass.
And nobody.
I want to say thanks to Paul Gibbons, who is a Free Talk Live Gold amplifier. That means Paul is contributing $10 a month to what we do here at Free Talk Live, and it is more important now than it's ever been.
Yeah, for real.
I've prior to this whole COVID-19 thing, some days the news was just like, whatever, there's nothing going on, only dig back into the evergreens. Now I've got so many news stories, there's no way we could possibly cover it all. There's so much that we need to get out there to people. And as some of the folks in our D-Live chat have been pointing out, there's no other show that's doing this level of coverage at this level of media exposure that we have.
We're the only freedom-oriented program in radio, right?
That's not true. There are some local libertarians on some talk stations around the United States, but we're the only ones on the national
syndicated level?
Syndicated level that are doing this.
But still, I mean, that's a very small portion of,
very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, we've only got 200 stations. They're not the biggest stations, but we're there.
Help us out, please, listeners.
Yeah, and we could have more stations. We could have 300 stations, and the fact is, I think that radio is going to see some tough times here too. We have covered already that newspapers are going out of business. Of course, that's been going on for 2 decades, but it's going to push a lot of them that were kind of on the precipice, over the edge. Advertisers are canceling their advertising on not just newspaper, but also on radio. And why would somebody want to advertise if there are no customers who could come through their door?
Yep.
So it's going to be a real tough time for, I think, the radio business as well. We're going to stay here. We're going to continue. We keep doing what we do. So we have basically no overhead.
Right.
I mean, we're sitting here in my living room. It's not like we're paying a rent bill to be on the air. So luckily, we've got some great advertisers that have supported us for a long time, like Roger Veer over at Bitcoin.com. Of course, Intercoin came on board recently, and some other longtime listeners who've become advertisers on the show, which means they're likely to stay with us, which is great. And again, it's best also if we don't have to rely on advertising dollars, which is one of the things the AMP program helps us do. So if you want to help us decentralize the support behind the show, this is a good way to do it. Go to amp.freetalklive.com like Paul Gibbons has done, and you can become an amplifier for just $5 a month, or Bitcoin BTC. We can do that too at ampamp.freetalklive.com.
And if for some reason you can't, your times are tough for a lot of people losing their jobs and stuff.
Yeah.
There are other things you can do to help us out. Share a link, share the show, share the URL on your favorite social media, whatever. Tell people about it. Talk about it.
There's no better time than doing it now because people are looking for something to do.
Yep.
Yeah.
They're looking for something to fill their time with, and we can do that because we've got 21 hours a week.
We would appreciate
Free Talk Live, plus the after shows as well. You threw a few more hours in there. So let's go to your phone calls and thoughts. Gene, the Christian anarchist, he's on our Discord call-in lines. Go ahead, Gene.
Hey, for almost 50 years, I've been waiting for the economic collapse, and I never would have guessed in my wildest dreams that it would have been blamed on a virus.
Right.
Because it is, obviously the collapse is coming because of over 50 years of very poor financial decisions, but history's going to write down that this was caused by a virus.
Right, but it was caused by the government. It was caused by these power-mongering governors who have cracked down on industry.
It absolutely was, and I think they've been waiting for an instance like this so that they could put all this into play. I'm sure they had all these plans ready.
Imagine the salivation going on at the the bureaucratic level.
Okay, but wait, Gene, why now? Why this time? Why not one of the previous virus outbreaks that have happened over the last decade or two? Why this one?
I think maybe just because this one's got such a good foothold and started with a good number of deaths, and they figured we're probably not going to get another opportunity like this. So I think they just jumped on it. But I've been looking at the predictions. There's a website that has predictions. It's called healthdata.org. And their projections on total deaths have actually come down over 10,000 in the last week. They were like 91,000 total deaths by summer, and now they're down to 81,000. So even they're dropping their predictions on the seriousness of this as we get more and more medicines that are showing to be effective. Obviously, the treatment's going to be better and better as we go. Probably by the end of this month, I suspect that, it's going to be pretty well figured out.
Yeah, and also as testing gets more widespread, because there was a huge disparity between German numbers and the numbers of the rest of the world. And, normally you would think, well, maybe they're not keeping very, very good records in the odd man out. But this is Germany we're talking about. They kept great records of their own crimes against humanity. So the thing is, Germany has had a lot of tests. If you only test people when they're at death's door, then you're going to have a lot more people who test positive and then die. But if you test everybody, you're going to find out that the disease is way more widespread than you think, and that most people aren't showing symptoms. It's not a big deal for most people.
Yeah, and I'd like to point out something. I hang around with a lot of pilots. I'm working on one of my airplanes at this airport, and so we sit around and we talk, and these guys, most of them are ex-military. Some of them are retired airline captains. But I'm seeing something that I've never seen in the conservative crowd. These people are actually bringing up the R word, revolution.
Nice.
And they are thinking that, they're just getting pushed around too much and getting too much of their money stolen from them. And pretty much all of these guys are starting to get fed up. And these are your rock solid men in society. These are the guys that you would least suspect would be having these kind of thoughts going through their heads.
Well, I have heard that ammunition sales are through the roof. Gun sales have skyrocketed. And we see this from time to time when government does things like this. But the level that it's at now, supposedly, I don't have any facts to quote you, but supposedly it's not letting up. It's at a good clip.
Well, I don't know what it's going to look like, but I'm excited to find out at this point, because any kind of change in a more positive direction, I'm all for it.
Absolutely.
Well, it's going to be a very painful transition, and I'm not happy about the pain that we're going to be going through.
Not that I support conservative revolution over any other. I mean, I'm not excited about a bunch of conservatives telling me what to do.
The thing is, anything that smashes up the status quo then gives us an opportunity to carve out a place for ourselves.
Right, maybe New Hampshire can go its own way.
Side by side with conservatives. I just don't want to live under them when it's over.
There you go. Thanks, Gene, for your call tonight. Appreciate it. That's Gene, the Christian anarchist, and he joined us on our Discord server. I'm going to play just a clip here I did finally find the video of what happened in New York. Now, Captain Kickass, you can see this footage from where you're standing. Look at the number of, I believe these are Hasidic Jews that are... They got the funny hats, and
it's certainly more than 10.
We're talking about hundreds. There are hundreds of people in the streets in New York City with traffic cops. This is not 6 feet. The traffic cop says over her PA
from inside the car.
Right. Sorry to anybody who's driving thinking that's a real cop. So there's one guy going up talking to the police in this case. They're having a funeral is what's going on here. One of their brothers passed away allegedly due to COVID-19. And the police decided they were going to respond by coming out in force.
Due to the current health emergency, members of the public are reminded to keep a safe distance of 6 feet from others while in public places to reduce the spread of the coronavirus. Please help us keep you safe. Thank you for your cooperation.
So they have this automated message that they're
disrupting
relaying.
A funeral.
Yeah.
That's like Westboro Baptist Church level bad.
Look at the number of people. I mean, you're talking about hundreds of people in the streets in this funeral. And the cops decided they were going to roll in. Now, they only have one cruiser on the scene at this point in the video, but according to the story, they did disperse. The crowd did disperse after the police had shown up. But if they didn't, if the crowd decided they were going to stay for the rest of the funeral, or maybe it had just ended, who knows? I'm not sure at which point the
So
the
then do
cops
they
rolled
start
up.
rounding up the Jews?
Right.
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 Yeah.
I mean, just a massive number of people in the streets. Had these people not left, I mean, look at them. All over the place. Had they not left.
And they're wearing masks.
Right.
So it's not like they're ignoring
and gloves,
the thing.
too, it looks like.
But there was nothing. There would have been nothing the police could have done had they had these people stayed in the streets.
Oh, build a concentration camp, round up the Jews. It's been done before.
They did it before.
I guess they could have started firing.
More coming up. Hour number 3 is next. You can take control of the airwaves. Bring up what you want. This is Free Talk Live.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Are you tired of governments murdering people around the world? Stop using their money. There is an alternative. Bitcoin is a stateless, free market, non-political currency. Bitcoin cannot be inflated or controlled by any government. By using their money, you are helping the state. Stop doing it. You have an incredible alternative available now. Learn it, use it, spread it. Get started with Bitcoin at bitcoin.com. That's bitcoin.com.
What if you want to hear the latest episode of Free Talk Live, but all you have is your phone, you forgot to download our archive, and you have no data connection? You can call our Listen line at 641-793-0191. That's a long-distance number, so you may incur charges. If not, listen as long as you want. 641-793-0191. The Free Talk Live Listen line, 641-793-0191.
You're listening to the live edition of Free Talk Live. Hour number 3 is next after the news here on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,681, silver at $15.24, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,256. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/free kratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, decision-making by the U.S. government early on during the coronavirus outbreak has likely led to the country severely undercounting the number of deaths from the virus, officially known as COVID-19, according to public health experts. The Mind Unleashed reports that, as of Sunday, more than 328,000 people in the U.S. had confirmed cases of coronavirus, and more than 9,000 have died of the respiratory disease. But, as the Washington Post reported on Sunday, many deaths from respiratory failure and other recorded causes in the first weeks that the virus was spreading across the country may actually have been related to COVID-19. The U.S. has lagged far behind many other wealthy nations in making testing widely available to the public. In January, German researchers developed a test for the disease, which was soon used by countries including South Korea. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. There were dramatic scenes at an airport in Shanghai, China, as U.S. agents hijacked a plane full of life-saving equipment, including 60 million masks, bound for coronavirus-stricken France. While the plane was on the tarmac, American agents managed to bribe locals into diverting the plane to the United States, plying them with cash. That's according to a report from the Free Thought Project, which says it appears to not be an isolated incident. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau revealed that he has received similar reports of goods being seized and taken to the United States. France has been hit hard by the coronavirus. 59,929 people have officially tested positive, but 5,398 have already died. The 9% death rate suggesting that the country has not tested enough of its citizens. Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro released a letter addressed to the American people, urging them to oppose military intervention in South America, and instead push the Trump administration to concentrate on tackling the COVID-19 pandemic raging across the United States. According to Mint Press News, Maduro wrote, quote, "It is clear that the Trump administration is creating a smokescreen to cloud the improvised and erratic handling of the pandemic in the United States." As the U.S. has shot into the lead on the coronavirus table with over 337,000 confirmed cases and nearly 10,000 reported deaths already, public opinion on Trump's leadership has begun to sour. An American United Nations special rapporteur who visited Venezuela estimated that American sanctions have killed over 100,000 people, describing them as akin to a medieval siege and declaring Trump guilty of crimes against humanity. Support for the Liberty Beat is brought to you by the Homestead Guru. The Homestead Guru is an educational website offering tips, tools, news, stories, and commentary on everything homesteading. Topics include green homes, gardening, animal husbandry, do-it-yourself, home remedies, alternative energy, survivalism, unschooling, and more. Those details are found online at thehomestead.guru. This is the Liberty Beat, powered by the SNLS Network at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow, reporting for the Liberty Beat, reminding you, spread liberty with a smile.
After notifying students that there will be no awesome events happening on campus this weekend, Hamilton College Activity Board Coordinator Jessica Wilson from the class of 2015 spoke to Onion reporters about the disappointingly empty days ahead.
On behalf of the entire Campus Activities Board, I would like to truly apologize for failing to live up to the standards expected of us from everyone on campus. And the fact is, we let the school down.
Wilson said that while the board is usually proficient at booking plenty of cool events for all students to participate in, the upcoming weekend will have no interesting lectures, no wrestling match against Amherst, no acoustic coffee house, and no outdoor movie screening of Silver Linings Playbook.
We tried our best to organize a foam party in Dunham Quad for Friday night, but all the foam machines were rented, and we failed. This falls on us. We realize we don't deserve your trust yet, nor do we expect it, but we'll do everything we can to restore your confidence in us, starting with a comedy hypnotist show on Thursday at Minor Theater. Tickets are $5.
This is the Onion News Network.
Free Talk Live.
Free Talk Live, that's this show where you can call in about whatever you want. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. With you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
The Captain.
And nobody.
Captain, you've had a story you wanted to talk about related to this whole coronavirus situation, perhaps one of the saddest yet.
Well, yes, and as the resident Free Talk Live beer enthusiast, this one hits particularly hard to the liver. It's hard for me to think about. It's hard for me to talk about, really. It hits home pretty well.
Because you had purchased some of this particular beer
recently. Actually, for one of our gatherings. Mm-hmm. And in fact, it's been popping up at a couple of our gatherings.
All of our gatherings, there's been Corona beer, usually brought by multiple people.
So this from CCN, the Cryptocurrency Network. Coronavirus just took another victim, Corona beer. Corona beer is another victim of the coronavirus as a decision from the Mexican government is forcing the brewer to suspend beer production.
What?
Wow. And so, do they have like socialized beer in Mexico? How is the government making this decision?
That is a great question. It's accompanied by a photo. It says beer lovers will have to weather this pandemic without Corona beer. Let's see. It's
not me. I'm getting a bunch tomorrow.
This is from April 3rd. So starting on Sunday, which would have been yesterday, I guess, Grupo Modelo will no longer produce Corona beer. The Mexican government declared that beer production isn't an essential activity during the coronavirus pandemic. And I really hate all these governments using the word essential. Because, who are they to decide what's essential,
Oh, I'll tell you, the first thing that's non-essential is the damn government itself. So you tyrants, go home. You're not essential. We don't want you. We don't need you.
Right. Everybody else's business is essential to their livelihood, to their happiness, to the employees that work for those businesses. But yeah, we could all do just fine without a government goons.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Grupo Modelo, which is part of the Anheuser-Busch InBev brewery group, operates 11 breweries in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
It exports Corona to the company's other brands, which include Modelo and Pacifico, to 180 countries. They are temporarily suspending production of Corona beer.
I think I had one of the Negro Modelos, one of the black beers or whatever. It was pretty good.
Yeah, it's tasty stuff. I mean, I'm not that big a fan of Corona.
I've never had it.
In general, a lot of folks like to put a slice of lime in it. I don't like to do that. I don't think fruit belongs in beer, but that's my personal preference. You do what you want. I don't care. This decision apparently has nothing to do with the confusion.
Do you take lime with your tequila?
I do, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean,
so fruit belongs
sometimes
in mixed drinks.
Sometimes, if I'm feeling like
Fruity?
extra. No, if I'm feeling like if everybody else who's doing a shot with me is doing the lime, I'll go ahead and be the rebel and not do the lime.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But apparently, the article says this decision has nothing to do with the confusion between Corona beer and coronavirus. Google searches for Corona beer virus surged in January when the first cases of coronavirus appeared in the United States. The name coronavirus comes from the crown shape of the virus, and Corona is Latin for crown. There is no link with the beer. An online rumor said that Corona sales in the United States fell by about 40% after the epidemic. However, in late February, Constellation Brands denied the rumor. The owner of the Corona label said that sales had stayed strong in the United States even as the virus spread worldwide.
Yay.
I would guess that, maybe in some areas they saw a dip in sales, but because of the novelty of the coronavirus, I would think that people like me, anyway, who don't regularly buy Corona. I've bought quite a bit of Corona
I've been
recently.
drinking Corona recently because of the virus.
Right.
Because it's funny.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's funny that's balanced out.
Yeah, and as a guy who does comedian and comedic stuff, right? I find the irony there, right? Drinking Corona during the coronavirus to be satirical,
So this may drive some further sales of people trying to snatch up what remains.
Maybe.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out and try and get some Corona tomorrow myself.
So the Mexican government declared a health emergency after the number of coronavirus cases in the country exceeded 1,000.
Oh, quick!
An
Somebody
emergency!
panic! How many people have the cartels killed in Mexico this year? How many people have the government killed in Mexico this year?
Just for comparison's sake, the current population in Mexico is estimated at 129 million individuals. So 1,000 people is considered an emergency.
Yeah, almost half our size.
Yeah.
The Mexican brewer said in a statement that suspension will be in place from Sunday and that it is already reducing production to the bare minimum. Grupo Modelo is ready, however, to
Or is it the beer minimum? Sorry.
A beer minimum. Nice. Yeah. Thanks, man.
A beer minimum.
Nice. The Grupo Modelo said it is ready to adopt a plan to guarantee the supply of beer if the Mexican government decides to include breweries as essential. Yeah.
Wow.
Well, here I think the liquor stores are considered to be essential, which are state-run in New Hampshire.
Yeah. Earlier in
well, through most of America they are, and one of the reasons for that is that people who are hardcore alcoholics and get delirium tremens, they can die of that.
Yeah.
And I doubt that the alcoholism treatment centers are really going to be anxious to be taking more people right now. So you can't really detox them.
Plus the state makes buku bucks off of whether it's a state where they're not state-run stores. There's many of those states, or states where there are state-run stores. Either way, the state's making money off of either taxing it or directly selling it. And And so it's big revenue for the state that will likely go up in a case where people are stuck at home because it's something to do. If you don't have a
no
job,
business, you have no livelihood, you have no job, you might as well just get drunk and stay drunk.
Well, alcohol has throughout history been a recession-proof industry.
That's
so,
right.
When times are good, people are happy. They drink. When times are bad, people are depressed. They drink.
They drink more in that case.
And earlier in the show, I believe during the first hour, I texted a friend of mine in Seattle because, as we know, Seattle is locked down, right? They're heavily mandated to stay home and everything's closed. Except,
no surprise there.
Except the legal marijuana shops in Seattle have been deemed essential. And so they remain open and apparently very busy. So, agriculture and food production are generally considered essential activities in Mexico, so Mexico doesn't consider beer as a food, which might sound strange since beer contains cereal and grains.
Well, they used to call beer liquid bread.
Yeah.
And that's what they fed the slaves who built the pyramids.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because
That
story.
You got nutrition and you paid them in beer, right, so that they could have a good time, feel good about the work that they did that day.
Yeah, and also it kept them docile.
Yeah, well, and also that's where beer bellies come from, right? Because beer is the quote that I like is a loaf of bread in every can.
Wow,
you're basically drinking liquid bread.
Yeah,
But it'll get you messed up. So
did they shut down all of the breweries in Mexico, or is it just Modelo?
Well, the 11 breweries under this particular. No, actually, it said. Hang on.
It's all of them, right? They're just focusing on the fact that Corona was included.
Right. This
They've
article,
shut down every brewery in Mexico.
Right. This article is focusing on Corona, the irony of Corona being a victim.
Well,
of
if anything's going to encourage people to throw over the government, it's running out of beer.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh yeah.
And
hopefully.
Yeah. Particularly.
Well, either turn off their TV or you turn off the beer supply.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I don't know, because apparently the American Revolution was mostly fermented in the taverns. Not fermented, but fermented in the taverns. Because, people, I mean, drunk people like to overthrow the government. They don't always do it well until they sober up.
Well, that was back when people were angry at, like, what, a 1% tax?
Yeah, well, it was a 3% tax on tea, but it was combined with a great many other things. That was just the straw
like being
that
ruled
broke,
from across the ocean.
Yeah, that was the straw that broke the camel's back. But if you read the Declaration of Independence and you read a lot of their complaints about George III, they're equally true about today's American government.
I'm sorry, I'm a stickler for pronunciation. The Declaration of Independence.
We got more on the way. If you want to join us, you can call in toll-free, 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms. They're over at discord.lrn.fm. Hop into one of those. You'll sound great, just like you're in here with us on Free Talk Live.
Do you want to work from home, get paid, and forward Liberty all at the same time? Free Talk Live is looking for account executives and appointment setters. If you've got a phone, a computer, internet connectivity, initiative, and a belief in the non-aggression principle, you're qualified. Earn up to $85,000 a year full-time, $25,000 a year part-time. Set your own hours, work from home, spread freedom. Join our team and work with one of the biggest leaders in the Liberty movement. Apply now at sales.freetalklive.com. Sales.freetalklive.com.
I have a chocolate cocker spaniel named Lady and a blackmouth cur, and it's a lot of responsibility owning a dog. My dogs don't have any health problems because they're eating what they need to eat.
DINOVITE.com.
Dynovite is like pouring a multivitamin right onto their food. We'll be scooping our Dynovite, then squirting the liquid chops and the fish oil. They start salivating.
You won't believe how happy your dog will be.
I get my Dynovite at DINOVITE.com.
The next generation wallet is coming from Divvy. In just a few taps, you'll be able to send, earn, spend, and exchange digital money in seconds. Send money around the globe with only a swipe. Instantly exchange between Divvy, Bitcoin, and fiat right in the mobile app and withdraw directly to your bank account. Divvy already offers the first one-tap solution for earning passive income with crypto. Multi-tiered masternodes allow everyone to partake in the network. Visit DivvyProject.org. DivvyProject.org. Free Talk Live is now on more than 200 radio stations nationwide. We've had more than 18 million podcast downloads, and we claim millions of listens a month. We're a multimedia ad venue with print, email, web, and terrestrial radio marketing platforms. We strive to have ad packages that cater to advertisers big and small. Contact me today at marketfreetalklive.com to see what we can do for you. Marketfreetalklive.com. If you're a local advertiser, contact this station. But if you can service a national audience, contact me, marketfreetalklive.com.
Phone records, financial and location data, Prism, Tempora, X-Keyscore, Boundless Informant. Hey y'all, Scott Horton here for offnow.org. Now here's the deal. Due to the Snowden revelations, we have a great opportunity for a short period of time to get some real rollback of the national surveillance state. Now they're already trying to tire us by introducing fake reforms in the Congress. And the courts, they betrayed their sworn oaths to the Constitution and Bill of Rights again and again, and can in no way be trusted to stop the abuses for us. We've got to do it ourselves. How? We nullify it at the state level. It's still not easy, but the Off Now project of the 10th Amendment Center has gotten off to a great start. I mean it. There's real reason to be optimistic here. They've gotten their model legislation introduced all over the place, in state after state. I've lost count, more than a dozen. You're always wondering, yeah, but what can we do? Here's something important, something that can work if we do the work. Get started cutting off the NSA support in your state. Go to offnow.org.
Some of you asked, and now we've delivered. LRN.FM's live Keene, New Hampshire studio shows are now streamed in HD on Twitch. Visit our channel at twitch.lrn.fm and give it a follow. If you have Amazon Prime, you get one free subscription on Twitch. If you use it on our channel, Twitch will give LRN.FM a monthly piece of your Prime subscription cost. So please watch, follow, share, and subscribe to twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm. So you've signed the Shire Society Declaration and are planning your move to New Hampshire to be around more liberty-oriented people. Next, sign up for the Shire Society Forum at forum.shiresociety.com. There are a bunch of people there who are already in the Shire, and they want to meet you. If you're already in the Shire physically, you should also come by the forums. Remember, not everyone uses Facebook. New people are signing up for the Shire Society Forum every month, so drop in and say hello at forum.shiresociety.com.
You can put the Liberty Radio Network on the air in your area. Visit broadcast.lrn.fm to learn how. Broadcast.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You can bring up anything you want here. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE, like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. And coming up, still, we believe it is going to happen. Forkfest 2020, scheduled June 29th until July 5th. Now, what we did here this weekend at our Social Sunday event, which did happen, we gathered in the Central Square. I think about 7 people came out to Social Sunday this week. Seemed like a good amount.
Yeah.
We were all there and hanging out in Keene Central Square, and one of the guys who was there said that he'd heard the governor of New Hampshire was being pitched by some busybodies to ban RVs and camping grounds from being open.
RVs,
sites.
campgrounds, Airbnbs.
Yeah.
Hotels.
And hotels.
Right.
Now, the word is that apparently he went half the way today and issued an order banning hotels from being open and banning Airbnbs from being open, which is outrageous and stupid.
Somebody needs to sue. Is anybody suing?
Will they?
These politicians do not have the authority to do so.
Apparently he does, because people are doing whatever he says.
People are just docile automatons, man.
It's tragic. So how many hotels are going to go out of business as a result of this? Where are you supposed to stay if you're trying to come up and visit your family and they don't have room for you?
Well, not just that. A lot of people live at the Keene Inn. They live there. They've lived there for years. Some of them.
Well,
where are they going to go?
Well, how about all the renters? Whenever something goes wrong in the house and they have to move out temporarily, so their landlord
the house catches
repairs.
on fire.
Right, the landlord has to pay for them to be temporarily housed while they do the repairs or whatever it is. So what's going to happen then? You're going to just have homeless people?
Yep. Airbnbers unable to rent a room, so it's outrageous. But apparently the order did not include a closure of campgrounds at this point. So that has not happened yet. We believe ForkFest will continue. There's no one who can cancel ForkFest with the exception of the campground owner. If he says the campground's closed, we can't go. If he doesn't, then it's on. So
if he does say the campground's closed, would you be into doing it in an alternate site, like a state park, someplace where they don't have any property rights?
It's an interesting question. I don't know which would be the best bet for that, but that's an interesting question.
I would probably, my first thought would be go back to Gunstock.
They do have a state camping facility at a place called Gunstock. It's like a ski mountain, basically, during the wintertime.
Yeah, and PorkFest used to be held there. It was held there for 2 years, I think.
Yeah, that's
My
right.
first 2 PorkFests were actually at Gunstock.
I think mine were as well.
My first reaction would be, okay, well, let's find some private property, right? A liberty-loving individual
that would
has,
be ideal.
A big field or something that we could, get everybody together and camp and have it anyway. But I didn't even think about doing it at a state park.
Well, the nice thing about a state park, we don't have to pay anybody.
Yeah.
Because screw them.
I don't know about New Hampshire. The state parks that I've been, at least in Washington State, they had fees.
Oh, they have fees, but don't pay them.
See, the thing is, it's interesting about that question, nobody, is let's presume this comes to pass and that the campgrounds are prohibited from being open and that we try to figure out where to have ForkFest. Well, since there's no one who's in charge of ForkFest, what you may end up having is a splintering of ForkFest, where some people are like, well, I want to have it at Gunstock, and other people say, oh, I want to have it over here at this place, or there's this field over here that we should have it at. And so you may end up having 4 or 5 different ForkFests in that particular case. I don't know.
Nice.
Living up to its name, though, ForkFest, right? How many forks do you have, right?
That's a good question.
What the fork's going on?
I hope we don't have to cross that bridge, but we will see. Anyway, go to forkfest.party.
We'll burn that bridge when we come to it.
Yeah, forkfest.party is where you can go to learn more about the event, June 29th until July 5th. If you are free to travel by that point, you should come here.
It's not going to matter if they leave the campgrounds open if they shut down travel, right?
Right, if you can't make it to New Hampshire. Let's continue here with your calls and thoughts. Josh is on the line in Springfield, Illinois. Josh, you're on Free Talk Live. Go ahead.
Don't listen to the news. They tell you to microwave your mail. Don't do it.
What?
If you get something like a credit card in it, it'll blow up.
What are they saying? Microwave your mail for? What?
Nuke it till it glows and open it in the dark.
Hold on. Wait, what? Microwave your mail?
So I saw that on Fox News, and it was trending all over the internet. Just look it up, and it'll probably be on some scientific journals, and even a doctor recommended it to me. But what happens is we got a credit card, and there was
it's got the magnetic strip on it, yep.
Metal, yeah. And
that's
we
going to be a
microwaved
fire.
it for like 30 seconds, and we heard like this.
Wait, you actually did microwave a credit card?
What were you thinking?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude.
Well, we didn't know there was a credit card in there.
Right.
It was one of our new credit cards, and it caught fire in the microwave.
Yeah.
We had to get some towels and hit it. It was crazy. Don't do that.
So they're actually recommending on the media that people microwave their mail. Is this because of paranoia of coronavirus?
No, it actually does kill germs. But if you have something metal in there,
get some Lysol.
Yeah, if you set your mail on fire, it kills the germs, but it also ruins the mail.
Well, no, I mean, you can put some paper things in a microwave and probably not set it on fire, right?
Yeah.
It works with the newspaper, but there's no metal on that.
But on the other hand, there's also I'm sure people have seen the mail where they've got the plastic in the like the little plastic windows on the mail. It's going to melt that plastic all over the inside of whatever's in that envelope. So that's going to be a nasty mess after the fact, even if you don't have a credit card in there.
I'd have told you, but it caught fire, so we don't know if the plastic melted or not because of the microwave or the fire.
Well, the plastic melted, but it may have been after the microwave caught fire.
Wow.
Did it stink too? I can't imagine what a burning credit card in a microwave smells like.
Awful.
Yeah, it was bad. We opened up the doors and got the fire out quick enough, but don't do it.
Yeah, good advice, Josh. Thanks for sharing that with us tonight. I appreciate it, man.
I wasn't going to do that anyway.
Another piece of advice to our listeners, kick-ass advice, if you will. Keep a fire extinguisher around, particularly in the kitchen.
Yeah.
And also don't ever microwave your pets.
Bad plan.
That's no way to dry a wet dog.
It sounds
very bad plan.
It sounds like one of those troll videos, like hey, you could fix your phone by putting it in the microwave. That like actually tries to convince people to put valuable things in their microwave because there's supposedly some sort of benefit that's completely, made up and is just designed to see if you're dumb enough to put this thing in the microwave. That's what it sounds like to me.
Well, I've always thought the purpose of Fox News was to make conservatives look stupid. So maybe that.
Did he say it was on Fox? I don't know.
Yeah, he did.
Okay. We continue here. You can bring up whatever you want. There was a notice, I guess, in the media. Oh, let's change gears. I've got a story about the deepfakes. Now,
this is a segue.
Something wasn't a good one, but I just remembered I had it. And so deepfakes,
I'm here for you, bro. I got your back.
We have been covering for the last few years since we heard about them. And initially, they were a thing that you could do if you had enough programming know-how and you had the right equipment and
some creativity
and some time, a lot of time.
A lot of the early ones were quite artistic. You know what I mean? In their creativity level.
And they've gotten really good, and the technology's gotten better. And we predicted at the time that this was going to be point and click someday. That this was going to be, you take this photo, you got this video clip, and you merge them, and then boom, you get a deep fake, and it's like something that anybody can do. And it may be getting to that point. The headline from dailydot.com is you can now deep fake yourself into a celebrity with just a few clicks. So it is now into the point of being able to be done by anyone who can download an app. I have not tried it myself, but that's what the story says here. In fact, we'll give you the name of the app. I don't know if it's any good. They're not a sponsor. I don't know if it's malware. So, beware of that. 855-450-FREE. Have you tried this? It's Free Talk Live. Bitcoin.com has launched a trading platform at local.bitcoin.com, allowing you to buy or sell Bitcoin Cash via dozens of payment methods like PayPal, Venmo, bank deposit, remittances, or meeting in person with cash. There are no ID requirements to sign up for and use the site, and all communications between buyers and sellers are encrypted. Finally, a global trading platform that respects your privacy. Visit local.bitcoin.com to get started trading Bitcoin Cash. Local.bitcoin.com.
Gold has definitely been on the move recently, and there is no more secure investment historically. McIlvaney ICA has been helping people take delivery of precious metals and find storage options for decades. They've helped thousands of investors with their precious metal IRAs. Call ICA today for your free portfolio review at 800-525-9556 or download their free report online at ICAGoldSilver.com to learn how you can double your gold and silver ounces even within an IRA. 800-525-9556. ICAGoldSilver.com.
Why did you move to the Shire?
I moved here to the Shire because there's other people around who take liberty just as seriously as I do.
I moved to the Shire because I saw videos of people challenging authority and thought that I could get support myself. It called to me, like, do this, right now.
I wanted to be around people like me who got it, and once I got here, I knew there was nowhere else that I wanted to be.
I've always wanted to change the world, so I moved to the Shire to join people who were actually working towards doing the same thing.
The people here are awesome, loving, and positive. It was for the adventure and for the feeling of something important is happening here, and I just wanted to come to sort of be part of that.
Visit ShireSociety.com to read and sign the Shire Society Declaration and learn the reasons why, if you love liberty, you should immigrate to the Shire. Plus, connect with others via the forum at ShireSociety.com. That's ShireSociety.com. The new 4th edition of Healing Our World, The Compassion of Libertarianism, will take your understanding of liberty to a deeper level and has over 1,300 updated references, new cartoons, and a foreword by Dr. Ron Paul. With discounts for multiple book purchases, the 4th edition of Healing Our World is a great gift for the liberals, pragmatists, environmentalists, and Christians in your life who think libertarianism is cold-hearted. Get yours today at healing.freetalklive.com and use promo code FTL for a $5 discount. So you've heard all 3 hours of the latest episode of Free Talk Live, and you're still hungry for liberty-oriented audio content? Did you know that we have another 24/7 audio stream at LRN.FM? The Liberty Radio Network airs the latest episodes of some of the best liberty-oriented podcasts on the internet around the clock. In addition to recorded content, you'll also hear live shows like Free Talk Live, originating from our Keene, New Hampshire studio. So listen anytime at LRN.FM. That's LRN.FM.
So the protection of life, liberty, and property is what the Free State Project is all about. But it's an effort to move 20,000 people who understand.
It's about demonstrating to the entire country
that, yeah, we can have a free market, a truly free market.
Making it just a freer, great place to live.
It's the world's largest voluntarist libertarian community, and it's only getting bigger.
That's amazing, to be able to move to a place where other people passionately believe in being free and independent.
What the Free State Project is managing to do, though, is to put their money where their mouth is. It's physically getting up across the country and saying, let's go someplace and let's demonstrate the power of these ideas. There's a lot of kind of philosophy that surrounds liberty. There's a lot of thinking about it and talking about it. But here in New Hampshire, people are doing it.
101 Reasons Liberty Lives in New Hampshire, a documentary by Free State Project early movers. Watch it free at 101reasonsfilm.com. 101reasonsfilm.com.
Help get LRN.FM into more ears. Visit promote.lrn.fm for a free bumper sticker, flyers, banners, graphics, and more. Promote.lrn.fm.
It's Free Talk Live. You bring up what you want. The toll-free number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733. We have the Discord call-in line rooms over at discord.lrn.fm. We'll go back to your calls and thoughts about whatever you want to discuss. And with you in the studio tonight, it's Ian.
The Reverend Captain Kickass.
And the nobody formerly known as Rich Paul.
So do you guys have any favorite deep fakes that you've seen over the years? Any of them that stick in your mind at all that were particularly memorable?
I think I've forgotten them all.
No.
Yeah, they're just sort of in the moment, oh, that's cool.
Yeah, you're oh, that's funny. Look at what they did.
There was one that I remember recently where they swapped Robert Downey Jr., I think it was, with Christopher Lloyd in Back to the Future.
Oh, wow.
He was pretty good, actually.
Nice.
It was really cool. There's one that just hit within the last 2 days. Hillary Clinton as Hannibal Lecter in a classic scene.
Speak with you? You're one of Jack Crawford's, aren't you?
Okay, so they kept Hannibal's voice. So obviously you
May I
can't
see your credentials?
You can't see this, but man, they got Hillary Clinton's face mapped perfectly, it looks like, to
Anthony Hopkins.
Anthony Hopkins here. And
Closer, please. Closer.
Oh, that's creepy. Oh, that is creepy.
So this is totally bad radio, but I just want your reactions to this. They zooming in real close, too. Wow.
Oh.
Wow. It's impressive.
Well, and,
that expires in 1 week.
Hill Dog was I don't know, probably, an average-looking lady in her prime. But, man, as she got older, she got ugly.
No doubt. Well, that's what the state does to it. It takes away any kind of soul that you might have had.
And I'm not even talking about her looks.
Yeah. I suspect she didn't have much of a soul to begin with because she was a lawyer first, right?
Yeah.
What's the difference between a lawyer and a catfish?
I don't know.
One's a scum-sucking bottom dweller. The other one
is a fish.
Is a fish.
All right, so you want to make your own deep fakes? Apparently now you can. Remember, I've not tried this app. It's apparently only for iPhone at this point. It's called Impressions. They say they've got an Android version coming. I don't know when this app came out. I could not find a review of it, so it may be relatively new. So do beware of that. That's being reported on by dailydot.com.
He said doobie.
The bar for creating deepfakes has now been lowered. Until now, developing such a video required specific knowledge, patience, and high-end computer hardware that few possessed. But what if anyone could create a decent-looking deepfake right from their mobile device? Now, new phone app for iPhone called Impressions is aiming to do just that. The app, which launched in select countries in late February before its global release last week, so it is brand new, lets users transform themselves into an array of celebrities with just a few clicks. The process is simple. Choose a celebrity, film, or upload a short video, and watch yourself be anyone from Hollywood actor Keanu Reeves to pop star Billie Eilish. The project officially began in August of last year.
Eilish?
Yep.
Oh.
She's a pop star.
Never heard of her.
Relatively new, within the last 2 years, I think.
I believe it's a she.
Impressions CEO Murat Delagos told the Daily Dot the app works by uploading your short clips to Impressions cloud servers. So it's not actually done on your phone.
I was wondering how they got the horsepower out of a phone.
Which utilize powerful graphics cards to carry out the deepfake process before returning the completed videos to your phone. He said, "We built the architecture in this manner because phone hardware is not yet capable of doing this type of intensive processing." So I don't know if it's a paid app or how that works, but I'm not sure how they're going to make money on this.
Well, if nothing else, they get a copy of every deep fake made that they probably can use in whatever way they want to.
San Francisco-based company uses proprietary machine learning algorithms designed for speed to create your deepfake in just minutes. And while the quality won't rival the videos created by the most prolific users of the technology, the clarity of their deepfakes when created under ideal conditions can be impressive. Impressions is not the first deepfake app on the market, but it does provide more features than the others. Chinese app Zao, for example, spelled Z-A-O, only allows users to add their own face to the bodies of actors from selected movie scenes, while US-based deepfake app Duplicat, or Duplicat, D-O-U-B-L-I-C-A-T, only lets users add their faces to animated GIFs. Delagos says his company is constantly training its algorithms to learn the unique intricacies of celebrity faces from thousands of photos and videos, and at the moment, Impressions is releasing 3 to 4 new faces every week. The latest additions include Eddie Murphy, Matthew McConaughey, and Ryan Reynolds. App even includes young and old versions of actors like Al Pacino and Arnold Schwarzenegger. Young artists such as Ariana Grande, Rihanna, Selena Gomez can be found alongside late Queen frontman Freddie Mercury, as well as Brad Pitt, Bruce Lee, Leonardo DiCaprio, Tom Cruise, Tom Hanks, and Will Smith. So the idea is you send your photo into this system, select which celebrity you want to have your face on it, and they spit back out the video.
I'm sorry, as a stickler for pronunciation, it's DiCaprio.
DiCaprio. I guess you don't like his films, huh?
I thought he did a good job in Romeo plus Juliet.
I don't think I've ever seen that one. I enjoyed The Wolf of Wall Street. He was good.
I haven't seen that one.
You'd really enjoy that one, I think.
I liked The Island.
I like that one too.
Yeah,
that
where
was really
they found
good.
the island with all the weed.
Wasn't that called The Beach?
The Beach, maybe that was
it.
it.
Yeah. And Inception, that was another good one.
Inception was good, yeah.
DiCaprio.
I haven't seen that, but I've seen the Rick and Morty parody of it, which is very funny.
There's a really crazy scene in The Wolf of Wall Street where he's on a tremendous amount of, I think, Quaaludes. And like
guys on ludes should not drive.
He does though in that movie. And it
Yeah,
doesn't
don't
work
do
out.
that.
It doesn't work out real well.
It never does.
Yeah.
It never does. I've known that since Fast Times at Ridgemont High.
Nobody hit me to that, dude.
So if a user chooses to create a deepfake, they can save a copy of the video to their phone's photo gallery and then delete the original in the app. This will cause the copy on Impression servers they claim to be immediately deleted. Impression says that it plans to develop deepfake detection models in the future based on users' source videos. Delagos stresses the feature will be opt-in, meaning users will be asked to provide the content. Aside from being able to upload and transform videos of yourself, users can also upload clips of others. In experimenting with the app, so Daily Dot did try it, they uploaded an 8-second clip of Justin Bieber and attempted to turn the pop star into Arnold Schwarzenegger and Keanu Reeves. Each video took less than 3 minutes to create and produced some fairly impressive results. So,
wow.
Now you can do it from the ease of your cell phone.
Why, with just a few taps.
Yep. Pretty interesting stuff. And
I'd tap it.
And we should point out that this is a interesting time, right? Like to be alive, right? Where video is no longer trustworthy.
Right.
You cannot trust anything that you see anymore. If you've got a video of Trump saying something, there's a chance it was real.
Yep.
But there's also a chance it was completely faked.
Yep.
And when they can get a voice print from somebody in addition to doing a deep fake, they can completely fake the audio as well.
Well, yeah, and
there's
more
plenty of voice prints of Trump out
Exactly.
there. Thousands of them.
Right. The more a
Millions.
person is in the public eye and doing public appearances, speeches, all that kind of stuff, it's really easy to get a full voice profile off of somebody,
Correct.
You know, to where and I have
We
some
should start
experience at
doing
this.
that. We should make a deep fake of Trump's voice doing the intros to Free Talk Live or something.
You could do that.
Yeah, that would be hilarious.
Let's go to Wes. He's on our Discord server. Go ahead, Wes. Wes?
Oh, sorry about that delay. speaking about deepfakes, just a side note, in one of the newer Star Wars movies, the actress for Princess Leia, she died, and I think I'm fairly sure they use a deepfake to reenact like a little segment.
They did, yeah. And they also did it through the entire movie of that other Star Wars movie. What was the one where they...
it's the character.
Grand Moff Tarkin, I think was his name, the general or whatever. That Peter what was his... Peter... I don't remember. I forget the actor's name, but he's long been dead, that actor. And he was a main role in that movie. They completely deep-faked him into that movie.
Yeah, what they did is they got an actor that looked somewhat like him, same, similar build, similar facial structure, and then they CGI'd over it.
Do they pay the actor when they do that, or is that just free? I mean, the actor's image they're using.
The dead guy?
The dead guy?
Did they pay the dead guy?
Do they pay his estate or something?
I don't know. That's a good question. Stand by, Wes. I know you're calling about something else. The toll-free number here is 855-450-FREE. That's 85. What was the name of that movie, though? Star Wars. I always forget it. It was actually a pretty good movie. Rogue One? Is that it? Rogue One. That was what it was. We're coming up.
Do you feel like many of us? All the distractions in the world taking our minds and focus off what really needs to get done day to day? Well, Jeunesse has a dietary supplement called Mind to help with mental distraction, and it supports memory function. Go to gcnlife.com now to check it out. You're only at your best when your mind is at its best. Go to gcnlife.com or call toll-free 844-443-6637. That's gcnlife.com or 844-443-6637.
Attention all radio listeners who still need food supplies. If you've thought about the implication of food-related supply chain disruptions and are concerned about the coming quarantines, this will be the most important message you will ever hear. Here's why. In the next few days, all Americans will face extremely hard choices. If we've learned anything from China and Italy, it's that quarantines and enforced lockdowns are just a few days away here in the U.S. Listen, while dehydrated food is becoming scarce, you can still get enough open pollinated heirloom seeds to grow a 1-acre crisis garden. The truth is, growing nutrient-dense vegetables in the days ahead may actually be the single most important thing you do. Go to survivalseedbank.com and watch the new video to understand the nature of the threat. This could be life-saving. Lockdowns can last from 6 to 8 weeks. Get free bonus seeds, special quarantine reports too. Go to survivalseedbank.com. That's survivalseedbank.com.
Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but soon you'll need a plan and place to survive. Forget bunkers. You're not a live underground gopher. You need survivalist camps, the ultimate fully functional, off-the-grid mobile survival bug-out house that's well-equipped and custom-built to outlast any other RV or trailer. Bold statement? You bet. See them now at survivalistcamps.com. That's survivalistcamps.com. Trust your family's survival to survivalistcamps.com.
If you're looking for work, the person you are applying to is probably so swamped with applicants that he or she is tough to reach. So call early in the day, before 8 a.m., before the palace guards arrive. You'll need your prospect's direct number, and here's a sneaky way to get it. Suppose the company's main number is 555-5000. You should call 555-5012. When someone says, "Good morning, Pam Johnson," you should innocently say, "Oops, somebody here must have written this down wrong. I was calling for Tom Frederick. What's his direct number?" If the very next thing you hear isn't Pam giving you Tom's number, it may be, "Good morning, Tom Frederick." For more tips for job seekers and getting better results in all your day-to-day communication, hit survivalspeech.com. I'm Holland Cook.
If you want to know the latest about Free Talk Live before we go on the air, all you need to decide is how you want it delivered. It's your choice. Visit news.freetalklive.com to receive our usually weekly news updates by email. Plus, we have a Twitter account at twitter.freetalklive.com, and you can follow us on the decentralized Mastodon platform at toot.freetalklive.com. So please follow us at toot.freetalklive.com and sign up for our emails at news.freetalklive.com.
Cell 411 is a free app for Android and iOS that replaces government-controlled 911. Cell 411 allows you to preset a group of friends or private organizations to show up at any emergency. Cell 411 is a nightmare for the state because it proves their so-called services aren't needed. Cell 411 has had thousands of installs, and of course it's covered by the BIPCOT no government license. Cell 411 because your friends won't shoot you when you're in trouble. Without the government, who would build the emergency services? You and Cell 411. Get it today at getcell411.com.
Some of our live shows are streamed in HD on Twitch. Please follow and share at twitch.lrn.fm. That's twitch.lrn.fm.
Yep, it's Free Talk Live. Moments remain here. If you want to join us now, you ought to get on the lines. Our number is 855-450-FREE like freedom. That's 855-450-3733 with you tonight. It's Ian.
The captain.
And nobody.
We will take your calls and thoughts about whatever you want to discuss. Of course, you can go to our website at freetalklive.com. A variety of features await you there, including archives that go back for well over a decade, totally free. You just download as many as you want. Listen, share. And of course, a lot of people have more time to listen to stuff, so please, again, share us out. Share our DLive and Twitch channels out there. We'd love to see more people following us on those platforms. Subscribe to our podcast as well, and you automatically get the episodes delivered to your favorite device. So head over to freetalklive.com and get connected with us there.
And also, as nobody is running for governor of New Hampshire because nobody knows how to live your life better than you do, and nobody deserves that kind of power. So head on over to electnobody.com, send me a gift, have a look at what's there, let me know what you'd like to see. That's electnobody.com.
And remember, nobody don't do nothing.
Nobody don't do nothing.
And Captain Kickass is over at lcaptainkickass.com. He does parody songs.
I do.
That are a little dirty.
I've got somebody, Richie Rich, one of the other
Sunday
hosts.
night host.
Yeah, he went there and he was like, "Hey man, I went there, I checked it out, I liked your stuff, but you got to do something new. You haven't posted anything new in a while." Well,
I am nobody.
Yeah, so I
Just a thought.
I have a few irons in the fire, and so I'll get to that. Richie Rich, don't worry, I'll get to it.
You're working on a drummer, from what I understand.
I'm working on several things simultaneously. Yeah. We'll see which one happens first.
It's a creative process, and it takes time. So we go back to your calls and thoughts, where you can share your thoughts with us about what you want. We got Wes. He is calling from our very own southwestern New Hampshire. Wes, you're on Free Talk Live.
Hey, there's a problem with just gold in general, and that is, one, it's way too valuable. So like a gram of gold is like very, very tiny.
Yeah.
And it's worth like $50. So, it's like, for you to like fracture that up to like $1 in gold, it's like impossible. And so I think that's the solution that goldbacks have, is that it's 1/1000th, like one gold back is 1/1000 troy ounce.
That's right.
And so that's that's really valuable. But to me, a problem with goldbacks is that when you have a gram of gold or a gold coin or like a bar of gold, it's very easy to melt that down and transform it to something else. But I'm not entirely sure how you would extract the gold from a gold bag.
Well, it's called a fire assay, and from what I understand, I've never done this, but it involves something called a crucible, which is a very hot piece of metal or something that
a crucible like is just a porcelain or iron bowl that you heat things up in,
right?
And it's what they use normally to. I mean, if the dentist is making you a gold tooth, he's going to melt that in a crucible.
And so this would, if you put a gold back into the crucible, would melt away the plastic and leave you a little piece of gold.
Yeah, the plastic would burn off, whereas the gold would just melt off.
Right.
We were working on an opportunity to test one of these in a machine that they have at the local university here.
Oh, yeah, and then they shut down.
But they shut the university down, and we never got the opportunity. So,
well, there wasn't going to be a crucible. They had some sort of a spectrometer that was. I think Vincent was going to take a gold back in there and have them analyze make sure it's actually real gold that's in there without having to burn the thing, right? Because then you just destroy the gold back.
Right.
So the answer is yes. If for some reason you wanted to get the gold out of the gold back, you could, but why would you want to do that? the whole point of the gold back is to make gold useful, because you already cited why it's difficult to use small amounts of gold. It is, the typical unit of gold that you see is an ounce, and that's what, about $1,600, $1,700 right now.
Yep. $1,600.
It's actually closer to 17. And
is it gone that?
Good luck
because
finding
it was $1,600 a couple of days ago.
Yeah, it's gone back up. And good luck finding one for that low. I actually was looking over the weekend to see if I could find an ounce of gold for sale somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
You can put a bid in right now on some eBay auctions that already have a bunch of bids, and they might be floating it around the current spot price. But when they finish, it's going to be higher because there's a few days left.
And that shows one of the major reasons that we need stable coins out there, because the bottom line is, if you can't get gold at gold spot price, then that's not the price of gold. The price of gold is the price at which you can attain it, not the price at which some crooked bastards in Chicago publish that you can get it, but you can't.
Right. Well, maybe you can get it if you buy like thousands of ounces at once, like the crooked bastards can afford.
Well, the thing is, when I was working for Citibank, I thought, okay, I'm working for people who trade all the time and all kinds of different instruments, so somebody here will be able to explain to me how to buy gold at spot and actually get physical delivery.
They couldn't do it.
Nobody could do it. Nobody could tell me how to do it. I never got my gold and silver.
Nobody could tell you how?
Nobody could tell me how, but that wasn't me then.
Nobody couldn't not tell you how.
We don't know who nobody was then.
So, yeah, I mean, the Goldback is an amazing product. You actually fished into your pocket, Captain Kickass, there and got one out. I've got them in my wallet as well, and they are so cool. And people love them. And when you show them off to folks, even if they're not libertarians, they are interested.
I can't tell you how awesome it is to be here, though, and be able to spend that. Go ahead, Wes.
Oh, okay. So like, just a small criticism. Sometimes it's hard to get a word in. Sometimes, just not to be too offensive or anything. But yeah, Ian asked me, like, why would you want to melt a gold back down? It's like, well, like, the whole reason why gold is valuable because it has like other uses. Like, it's actually backed by something. Like the most you could do with fiat currency is like burn it in a fire. Like, it'd be wood for fire or something. But
I guess if you really needed to use the gold, you could pull it out of the gold back. But there's other gold out there that's easier to get to.
In a post-apocalypse situation, you need a gold filling. Melt your gold back. Use it to fill your tooth. Bob's your uncle.
But if you have 1,000 of them, I would probably try to trade that for a gold coin and melt that down, because you're gonna get a lot more. There's a high premium on the gold backs when you buy them that doesn't exist on gold coins. So I would say that doing a fire assay of my gold backs would be about my last choice as to how to deal with it. But in extremis, yes, that's what you do. You melt it down and you use the gold for something.
Wes, thanks for calling tonight. Appreciate hearing from you. He's on our Discord server. That's why he sounded really great there. Let's go to Gator, calling from Florida. Gator, where are you at in Florida tonight?
Vero Beach.
Vero Beach. Excellent. Are you listening to us on the radio?
Yes.
Okay, cool. Good to know. What's on your mind?
I want to know why you guys are all using pseudonyms.
What are you talking about?
Nobody is my legal name.
Nobody. Okay. But, I mean, it just seems to me like it would be difficult for people to take you seriously when you're not using real names.
Okay, but nobody is using his real name. Captain Kickass, however, that is a pseudonym.
It is a pseudonym. However, I spent 20 years playing in heavy metal bands in the western, Seattle, Washington area, and actually, I started using that because the first rule of the internet was not to put your real information out on the internet, and so I chose the handle Captain Kickass after it was given to me by some friends of mine, and then I used that in a band that was full of pseudonyms, and then it just stuck, and so I've been using that ever since for all of my media stuff. So, yeah, it is a pseudonym. You're correct.
I legally changed my name to Ian Freeman, so that's also my legal name. I don't understand why somebody using a pseudonym would mean that their opinions are all of a sudden called into question, however.
Well, I just, it's not the way normal people conduct business, and
we're not normal people.
Yeah.
And this isn't business.
Yeah, okay. And the second thing I wanted to ask is why you guys have this sing-songy thing where you you mention who's there. You know,
It's so
everybody
people
comes
can
in and
identify who's on the show, dude. There's three
we have
different
different hosts each of the 7 nights of the week, so that way people know who the various voices are, and we each say it in our own voice so that you get to hear I'm nobody and this is what my voice sounds like.
This is basic radio. When you're on the radio, you want to identify yourself so the listener knows who they're listening to.
makes good sense, and I'm glad I asked, and I'm glad you answered.
I'm
There
glad
you go.
asked too.
Thanks for calling in,
takes care of
Gator.
my issues. Thanks.
I
Bye.
appreciate hearing from you. I mean, all the politicians use their legal names, but they lie all the time. I mean, do you trust them?
Well, I mean,
it's true.
You know, particularly in music, there are, folks have used way many different names.
Yeah.
There's mononym artists, Madonna, Prince, etc., and so on.
Nobody.
So, yeah.
Wait, there's a musician named Nobody?
No, I'm the mononym nobody.
Well, he was talking about musicians.
Nobody's a
okay.
mononym.
Yeah.
He said artist. So
Elvis?
I do consider
Elvis.
myself a performance artist.
Out of time for tonight. You can join us online. In
Thanks,
the meantime,
everybody.
whatever your name is, at freetalklive.com. And you can also use whatever name you want on our Discord server as well. People change their names there left and right, and they still have a good time together at discord.lrn.fm.
Remember when you first heard about Bitcoin? How long did it take you to realize this little project would soon change the world? Do you kind of wish you had gotten involved sooner? Well, now is your chance to be part of the next revolution in money. Intercoin is working to finally make crypto go mainstream. It's designed to be scalable enough to support everyday payments and even elections without the state. Bitcoin was originally supposed to be a peer-to-peer cash system, the way we would all pay one another without having to trust any third party. But instead, over time, it mostly became a store of value. That's because every 10 minutes, the Bitcoin network must put all transactions into a block, and that block can only hold so much. If crypto is to become mainstream, for everyone to use it in everyday payments, we need a new architecture, one that's as secure as Bitcoin while being far more scalable. Check out intercoin.org to find out more, and maybe pick up some of those coins for yourself.
Are you a cryptocurrency advocate? The Crypto Tip is the ideal outreach tool to help new people discover cryptocurrency. It's a printable business card-sized tip that you can give to service providers, preferably in addition to a good cash tip. When the server scans the QR code, it'll bring up an explanation of cryptocurrency, how to install a wallet, and allow them to claim the tip. If they don't claim the crypto, you get your tip refunded to you after a time period you specify. Plus, if they do claim the tip, you get an email alert. Create as many tips as you want at cryptotip.org. That's cryptotip.org. LRN.FM now has a Discord. Discord is a free text and voice chat platform, and we now have our own server with a bunch of channels at discord.lrn.fm. You can join other listeners as they chat about various things during our live shows, or anytime, day or night. Discord software is available cross-platform, so you can have it on whatever device you want and take your chats anywhere. Join our Discord at discord.lrn.fm. That's discord.lrn.fm.
The latest episode of Declare Your Independence with Ernest Hancock is next after the news on the Liberty Radio Network at LRN.FM.
This is the Liberty Beat, your daily source for Liberty news and activist updates. Produced in partnership with the SNLS Network and listeners like you. Online at snlsnetwork.com. I'm Mick Murrow with your latest edition of the Liberty Beat. Gold is trading at $1,681, silver at $15.24, and Bitcoin is trading around $7,256. Today's gold, silver, and Bitcoin prices are brought to you by Brave Botanicals, high-quality kratom and CBD at reasonable prices with excellent customer service. Brave Botanicals is activist-owned and mission-driven. The Liberty Beat and Brave Botanicals believe so strongly in the power of kratom, we're giving it away for free. Just go to libertybeat.news/freekratom. This is the Liberty Beat at snlsnetwork.com. In the news, decision-making by the U.S. government early on during the coronavirus outbreak has likely led to the country severely undercounting the number of deaths from the virus, officially known as COVID-19, according to public health experts. The Mind Unleashed reports that, as of Sunday, more than 328,000 people in the U.S. had confirmed cases of coronavirus, and more than 9,000 have died of the respiratory disease. But, as the Washington Post reported on Sunday, many deaths from respiratory failure and other recorded causes in the first weeks that the virus was spreading across the country may actually have been related to COVID-19. The U.S. has lagged far behind many other wealthy nations in making testing widely available to the public. In January, German researchers developed a test for the disease, which was soon used by countries including South Korea. Ever wonder where we find all the news to report right here on the Liberty Beat? Visit snls.news to get the world's most censored media published all in one place. Save yourself from the endless time spent searching for reliable alternative media. SNLS News makes it quick and easy. No ads, no clickbait, just raw headlines, 24 hours a day. Visit snls.news and get informed today without the corporate media spin. Your news now continues. There were dramatic scenes at an airport in Shanghai, China, as U.S. agents hijacked a plane full of life-saving equipment, including 60 million masks, bound for coronavirus-stricken France. While the plane was on the tarmac, American agents managed to bribe locals into diverting the plane to the United States, plying them with cash. That's according to a report from the Free Thought Project, which says it appears to not be an isolated incident. Canadian Prime Minister Justin Trudeau revealed that he has received similar reports of goods being seized and taken to the United States. France has been hit hard by the coronavirus. 59,929 people have officially tested positive, but 5,398 have already died. The 9% death rate suggesting that the country has not tested enough of its citizens.